You know it's gonna be a real good day of streaming when the first thing that you do, right up until the moment of going live, we start likening Jesus to the big bad wolf. Hi, buddy.
Hi. That's what we do here.
It's what we do.
Uh, it's a commentary, but it's also a appreciation because I mean, the Big Bad Wolf was he's a famous character for a reason. He's a good blower. I mean, he's
Whoa, whoa. Why do you think Jesus had 12 dudes around him all the time? Hey, hi, chat.
if my future colleagues will see this, I will be in some deep shit. Anyway,
Hi, chat. Welcome to the channel. welcome to this little channel and our Sunday stream, which means that I have friend with me, which you have down here in the corner is my good buddy, the Cosmology Scholar.
I look as hot as that figure right there.
And it is important for legal purposes that I proclaim here that the Cosmology Scholar has no responsibility for the things that get said on this channel.
I mean, some responsibility.
Yeah,
I would argue.
just a smidge, but not legally binding. It's just it's a amorphous amount of responsibility. Um,
Yeah,
it
I would. Yeah,
changes.
yeah. And to take a lot of things I say with some grain of salt, not everything, but a lot of things.
Yeah.
A lot of things.
You need to be very selective with which ear you hear anything that we say.
Yeah,
I mean, that's the standard for this channel, really. I think,
yeah.
was it Fennec that said we're like 60% literary analysis and 40% sex jokes? Which, yeah, that's probably true.
Kind of fitting.
Yeah, I think that works.
Sometimes we even discuss sexual jokks within literature.
Wow, it's a Venn diagram either. It's like
I
60,
mean,
70% instead of a 30,
it's like
37%.
it's all that that ocean what was it ocean water on your face.
Oh yeah, the ocean
Right,
spray.
yeah,
Right,
yeah.
right. The ocean spray. Jeez, I did not remember Warcraft 3 being this fucking horny.
I mean, the people who made it were, I mean, they were men who,
Hmm.
as I read in the Play Nice book, partied a lot, stayed up late to play like their own games, and it was like very sort of testosterone-ish sort of culture.
It was
Or
game
when they
design in
first
the
started.
90s, right?
Yeah.
It was testosterone laden production for testosterone laden consumption. So,
Mm.
yeah, it not perfect system. Anyway, chat, welcome to this here little channel, this here little corner of the universe, the internet, and all things Twitch, where we try to apply literary criticism to the games that we play. That is to say that we do close reading, structuralist analysis, deconstruction, anything that we can really get our hands on to try to figure out maybe not so much what the story is, but rather how it's being told, why it's being told, and how all the moving parts of it all fit together. We do this not just because it's fun, not just because it elevates the media, but for solipsistic reasons. You see, narratology and storytelling are not just passing fads of mine, they are near and dear to my heart because I'm an author, I'm a writer. This is the shit that I do. I've been a novelist for the past 10 years. I've written 9 books in that time, and I started streaming to try to promote that work. Most recently, you can read my work in the Patchwork Sovereignty, a what have you called it? A noir thriller.
Post-apocalyptic
Yeah, a
Nordic folklore.
post-apocalypse Nordic folklore setting. I think that's how we featured it. The book itself, think of it as a low fantasy folklore version of LA Confidential or Chinatown kind of thing. I think you would really get a kick out of it. It is a weird one, it is a cool one, and I do try to remain, well, as connected to the original myths and stories as I can, though, it's hard because most of it is Christian washed. But still, please check it out. There's a link available down below, and you can get it pretty much everywhere you get your ebooks and print on demand copies. So do read up on your local troll, Hulder, Yardling, or Elfling myths through these books. please check it out. If that's not your jam, maybe you should check out The Last Box instead. A cyberpunk thriller about the spontaneous eruption of sapience in a random slug of gaming code and the people who are unfortunate enough to have to try to reconcile with that fact. It's a pretty cool book, does a few things different than most other AI media, and you can also get it pretty much everywhere you get your ebooks or print-on-demand copies. A link is available down below for more guidance than that. And that being said, as mentioned, it's our regular scheduled Sunday broadcast, which means that my good buddy, the Cosmology Scholar, is along, and we are going to start on the last campaign of Warcraft 3, The Frozen Throne.
Yes. If you want to read something that I have written, you just Google Warcrafting Myth, a transmedial study, and maybe my name doesn't have to, and then you'll find it on the university or the Gothenburg University library page.
It essentially rolls off the tongue, right?
Yeah.
What did you call it again? You want to put it in chat?
Yeah. I'll put it in the chat. You just kind of just like Warcrafting Myth.
Yeah,
I think it's the best way to.
Warcraft and Gothenburg University are probably enough, right?
Yeah, probably. Honestly.
Probably. Yeah, because Finnick here, my good buddy, the Cosmology Scholar, is not just a Cosmology Scholar by name, he is a Cosmology Scholar by trade, and has actually, written a thesis on Warcraft and the myth themes at play. And thus, we are playing through Warcraft 3 as a sort of, partly as a little treat to you to get you to permit you to talk about your granular field, well, the detailed field that you're in or have been, but also it's 20 years ago since Warcraft 3, or rather World of Warcraft, started, and it is interesting to look at the origins and the foundations of that 20-year running epic, which is, say what you will about Warcraft, but it is absolutely unique how long that shit's been running. And not just have their servers live, but have iterated continuously on an epic story and storytelling in this media. No one's done that. And that is impressive. That is really impressive. And we have progressively taken a look at the different campaigns of the Warcraft 3 game. I had some cool insights as to what intertextual or intermedial, more so intertextual works that they have drawn from. For example, Arthas being King Arthur, Thrall having a Moses arc, and so on and so forth. And now we're coming up on... Well, this is essentially going to be an epilogue, right? Because the grand arc is over. Arthas went from ambitious, proudful prince, and he ended as a vessel for the Lich King. He ascended his throne. The arc of Warcraft 3 is kind of done, right? Technically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are some tidbits missing, and yeah, as you say, we are getting an epilogue. We're getting sort of closure on some characters, and as you have pointed out multiple times, we're getting a soft start into what we would then a few years later have in World of Warcraft.
Yeah, I think how this campaign is structured, not just storytelling wise, but I think we will get into that, how a story is being told in an MMO as opposed to an RTS. We are absolutely seeing this campaign. Well, I like to remember, at least. It's been over 20 years since I played this, but it is a transition. And I think we should try to have a conversation also about the mechanical transition from an RTS into the MMO genre. I don't think that World of Warcraft was as groundbreaking in the mechanical setup, the third-person view and running between question marks. It was the biggest, and it's been the longest running, but I don't think it started that trend, but we are absolutely going to be seeing a transition towards that format, and also the kind of storytelling you do in that format as opposed to the RTS history of Warcraft. So it's going to be, I think this is going to be an interesting one, not just from a mechanical standpoint, but also from the question of what now? Because the grand arc, the grand epic is over. And the question then remains, well, what now?
Yeah.
And
How do we set up
mhm.
what's about to come?
Yeah, how do yeah, exactly. How do we seed this fallow ground, this
Mm.
apocalyptic epic that has been going on? I mean, it absolutely is an apocalyptic storyline, right? It is about the literal legions of quote unquote hell come to lay waste to the world. And once that is done, okay, how do we stop this other apocalyptical threat that is the Lich King from breaking free or ascending or getting away with it? It's always been the end of the world, and I don't remember. I don't think they make it very clear now that technically the Lich King won in this climax. I don't think they conclude that well it wasn't much of an apocalypse really, but still the the end of the world has been at the stake, at least
Mm.
through half of these stories, right? And now we're pulling that back and looking at, well, what now? And that I find is a tremendously interesting place to explore stories. We have it here and there in other storylines where the story essentially, well, the told story, the narrative starts off after the conclusion of the end of the world, where after that has been staved off and we have to try to come to terms with, okay, well, what now? Right now I can't think of one. I know we've talked about this before. um
How do you mean? Talk about like what's happening after the end of the world, or
no, after succeeding in defending the world after an apocalyptic threat. I know we've had this conversation and I've brought up media as an example of how that is done. Well, I guess Sanderson's Mistborn is a little bit like that. It's like, okay, well, the world was saved. Well, not well. It's a tyrant on the throne, but still, the world was saved. How does the world look after that? I guess Robert Jordan's Wheel of Time, in a way, is about that as well. Technically, the first book is, okay, how do we stave off the end of the world? And then the rest of the books, well, they find another end of the world to gear towards, but at least the second and the third book is largely about, okay, now what? How do we move on from that? And I do think that's an interesting space to play around with. It forces the storytelling to become more personal. It forces the storytelling to be all about personal trauma or personal goals rather than these grand epic designs by some sort of a weird wizard that turns himself into a bird. Uh, I enjoy that space because it's so often in media is all about, well, the end of the world is coming, you need to do something about it. Oh, you beat the shit out of the bad guy? Yeah, everything is okay now. Yeah, sure.
yeah,
All the
keep the
destruction,
status quo.
yeah, all the destruction laid waste in his wake? Yeah, who cares? Oh, the refugees? Oh, who gives a shit? Oh, all the ground that he's poisoned and you can't grow anything on? Who gives a shit? You beat the shit out of the bad guy, now all your problems are solved. And it's a fairly one dimensional conflict in that case, and I think that what now has so much more room for interesting stories.
You know, one thing, one a big example I would argue in
Hmm.
this thing is actually the MCU.
Yeah, yeah.
I would argue that is a
Phase,
good.
yeah, Phase 4 has been to some extent about that. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but even before that, I mean, the end of
Hmm.
Avengers happened, and we
Hmm.
saved the world from the Avengers. What led that into? Well, it led to a lot of the more grounded stories within, for example, the what's it called, Daredevil
Hmm.
and Jessica Jones and that kind of
Hmm.
stuff. But even like the Spider-Man one,
Yep.
working on deconstructing the monsters and everything, and like what
Yeah.
agencies will swipe in.
Dude,
Uh,
you're
eh,
absolutely
yeah.
correct. It's got a lot of that. I mean, you could even look at most of Iron Man's personal arc. It's all about PTSD after doing the big thing, right? From movie 2, I think, moving onwards. It's all about PTSD treatment.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're absolutely correct.
Yeah.
And those, I mean, Phase 2 had some good fucking movies.
Oh yeah, yeah, it did. Um, yeah, it did because I think that's also like okay, we are moving on from like the Avengers movie happened. We've assembled the first time. How do we go on for this? How do the individual heroes move on and grow
Mm-hmm.
out of this catastrophe or
Yeah,
the revelation that there are aliens or there are otherworldly
yeah,
threats out there? I
yeah.
mean, and again, even after the which I think is kind of also like, but then yeah, because they won, and then they won multiple times, and then interesting thing in Infinity War, they lost.
Mm-hmm.
And how do we see those heroes dealing with that
Yeah.
at that time?
How do we get back from that?
Uh, yeah, and then they win again. How did they deal with that? But they still talk about the what's it called? Uh,
Snap.
the yeah, the snap exactly, or the snap with the blip.
Mm.
Um, Number one returned. We deal with that. How does
Mm.
that sort of come to term? I think that they sort of over they sort of glanced over that a bit in the second Spider-Man movie. Honestly, Far From Home, but
Yeah,
but I also sort of get why
yeah.
they were
I
having another
mean,
story. So
it felt like they didn't really know what to do with Spider-Man after. That's why they had the whole multiverse and then just reset everything at zero. It felt like, but they most certainly have had conversations about, well, what to do with all the millions of people that just popped back into existence. And talking about time refugees or snap refugees, there have been MCU material dealing with that. And yeah,
yeah,
absolutely, that is interesting.
yeah. What's the Falcon with the Soldier? That's how like
Yeah,
the entire series is about that.
right. That's what I got that from. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I've been not been keeping track of the MCU after, well, at Phase 4. I liked the latest Guardian movie. That was a fun
Yeah,
one.
me too.
So,
It was interesting. Yeah,
yeah.
emotional. Anyway,
Shall we?
yes.
Also, chat, I'd like to make you all aware that we will be running an hour shorter tonight. We will be just doing 3 hours, which means that we're probably gonna have to come back to this. Hi, C. What do you mean no? What do you mean, hi, C? What do you mean no?
I see.
Just coming in
I
here and
have
no?
I have stuff to do, see. I have a life outside of the stream. Okay? Don't say no.
Don't know me. No dot, too. It's that period mark that's even more passive aggressive.
Yeah.
People don't like period marks anymore. Have you noticed that if you SMS, if you message people and you use period marks, you are considered passive aggressive?
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's a fascinating development of written language, honestly.
Also, if you even spell correctly, you're considered passive aggressive.
Here's the thing. I will go out of my way to use big letter, like a big letter in the beginning of when I'm writing a text message or something, and then always try the spelling at least correctly. So
Yeah.
like, I don't know if people actually if they interpret that as passive aggressive. I don't know, but like I'm going out of the way because I don't want to lose that. I don't want to lose to the correct writing.
Me neither. And I do think they do that. I do think they take offense to that. You know what you should always do? Also do? Call people instead of messaging them, because that's passive aggressive. No, that's actively aggressive, as I understand it, in the younger generations.
Yeah.
I feel like I need to type like a degenerate now for the whole of this stream. Yeah, good luck, C. I think you will feel more tainted if you start, throwing leet speak and skibbity toilets and Ohio Riz at us.
And anagrams as well, like lol or ASP or like what was it called? What was it?
Rolf. Or Roffle.
Yeah, Rolf.
I
LMAO.
See, now you're just doing a British accent. What you mean,
Yeah. Ooh, calm down. Damn.
Anyway,
Damn.
to tame a land, because this totally has no bearing on the colonization of North America, right? Obviously, it has no bearing on that. Obviously, the orcs here aren't doing a colonialism. In the months following the Battle of Mount Hyjal, Warchief Thrall led the Horde back into the central barrens of Kalimdor, because nobody else probably lived there, so it's fine. Oh, the only creatures that live there, they're basically animals. We don't need to respect them, like the Kentors and all the other hoo-has. Freed at last from generations of demonic corruption and enslavement by humans, so now we're gonna go and colonize someone else instead, just passing it along. The orcs looked forward to building a new homeland for themselves in Kalimdor, where no one else is living before them. They settled in a harsh and rugged land because nobody else was living there, near the Barrens' eastern shore because nobody else was living there. Thrall named a new nation because nobody else was living there, so obviously it needed a name and a flag, Durotar, in honor of his heroic father, because nobody else was living there.
Well, I mean, no one. I mean, I don't remember exactly who lived there, but it's like because Thrall settled there, because he felt like the orcs needed to be punished. He settled there because no one else was there. No one else was even close to it. So like he settled as far away and as desolate as possible to sort of punish the orcs for their invasion of Azeroth. So
Hold on a second. That is not available in the game, right? That is book.
I don't know actually if that is. I don't know if we might get some information about this here. That's what I.
Let's keep
That's
an
what
eye
I
out
have,
for it, because that's
yeah,
freaking
yeah.
interesting. But I have no memory of that. Not to say necessarily
Right.
that it's not here, but that is
Yeah,
interesting. But
that could
otherwise,
be that could be a chronicle thing like later on,
Mm.
but I don't know exactly where I learned that from.
but otherwise, I do want to bring up because the orcs have been portrayed as savages, stereotypical evil, but also a persecuted people. And Thrall specifically has this whole Christian biblical theme to him. I mean, it's not for nothing that in World of Warcraft he was considered Green Jesus, but we felt, I think we both agreed on that in Warcraft 3, in the Reign of Chaos, the original game, his campaign, he had more of a Moses analogy to him running, right? Hi Monix! Welcome in, bud! So I think it's interesting here that the persecuted people and scolding, social commentary, current events, and all that. It's interesting that the persecuted people have started doing colonialization.
I mean, so essentially they're Puritans. Is that what you're saying?
Essentially, the Moses analogy is even more fitting.
Yeah, that's yeah. Let's see your
So,
point.
let's see how this shit shakes out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're not Thrall.
I have wandered alone for many years, little Misha. Yet sometimes even I grow weary of this endless
Hi,
solitude.
Skuggy.
I have watched the other races. I have seen their squabbling, their ruthlessness. Their wars do nothing but scar the land and drive the wild things to extinction.
Oh, funny. You found those tusks on your shoulder pad, did you?
They cannot be trusted. Only beasts are above deceit.
So you say you've wandered alone? You don't respect Misha as companionship?
Come, you mongrels.
I mean,
Taste the steel of Mulgren's axe. Hold fast, stranger. You shall not stand alone.
Why are you helping the stranger when it's... Okay. Oh no, he died.
Damned cowards. Your stomach's been split open. I can do little to ease your pain. I know. This would be a good death, if not for my failure. Failure? I wish to deliver a crucial report to my chieftain in the lands below. But now, I have failed him. I have lost my honor. I will deliver your message, Old One. For the sake of honor, I will uphold your charge. Akamagoshoria. Thank you. Seek out the city of Orgrimmar. Find War Chief Thrall. Tell him. May the winds bear you swiftly to your ancestors, warrior. Well, Misha, it seems we'll be seeing civilization after all. Let's get moving.
Okay, there we go. I feel like there's a lot to talk about there. Or some stuff, at least, to bring up. First of all, hi, Monix. And Otskagi, welcome to the channel. Turutari Israel.
Hello.
I mean...
Yeah.
We should try to stay... I don't even know, man. I don't even know if we should stay away from it. It is what it is, right?
I don't even know what your name is.
Oh, thank you for the follow, buddy. Okay, so what do we have here? We have Rexar stands alone on a cliff and waxes poetically with his best Batman impression. He's essentially Wild Man Batman. He's the primal of Batman. I mean, just fucking look at him. Brooding. And he paints himself as a... not a misogynist, not a misandrist, a misanthrope. Paints himself as a misanthrope. The civilized races, they just destroy, they just consume. He's essentially our Ted Kaczynski of the Warcraft universe. That just wants to, you know, retract into the wilderness and return to monkey. Kinda. That's what he's portraying here. And, however, the first moment where he sees... there is no mention of whether or not he's ever encountered orcs before, though supposedly his mother was... Oh my god. His mother was... Or was it dad? One of them was an orc. So maybe he does recognize greenskins after all?
Well, I mean, I think that his... So when the ogres were the rulers of the orcs and had the orcs as slaves...
But that's
there
a
was
long
race...
time ago, right? That's
Yes, long time ago.
Yeah.
There was a hybrid race called Mok'Nathal, I do believe their name is,
Okay.
who were born out of the offspring of ogres and orcs.
Mm-hmm.
And those formed, like later on, when the orcs broke loose and they were the dominant tribes, the Mok'Nathal was sort of outcast still, but they formed their own sort of society. So he's a part of that, but he's not the offspring directly of an ogre,
okay.
ogre and an orc, but like later on generations.
Okay,
But he's
so-
still sort of half orc, half ogre.
So it's absolutely possible that he's never seen an orc before. Because his reaction there I found a little weird. If he's such a misanthrope and he wants to retract away from civilization, and then he just jumps to the defense and protection of this civilized race that he sees beating the shit out of the wildlife. I don't know how much the thorn beasts, I forget what the briarbacks, how much wildlife they are considered to be.
The quill boars.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they are considered to be like life, not as funny thing, and not as civilized maybe, as some of the other races. But yeah, they have societies and they can speak languages and they have like a culture.
It's just a bit of a weird reaction from him, I feel. If the only establishment of his character we get before that is that he's a misanthrope and he just is a Luddite who wants to get away from society, right? A little bit weird, but okay, sure. Mm-hmm. And also, I do find it unfortunate. This is, I've wandered alone, and he says this to his animal companion. And Misha's like, dude, what the fuck? What do you mean alone? I eat the same goddamn fire as you do. What the hell, man? What am I, chopped liver? What the hell?
Yeah. We learn later on that Misha is actually his second animal companion.
Oh, right, because he can summon a quill beast too. Then why the hell... Oh, it's just one of those.
That's the boar.
Yeah, okay. What do you have? Reduces... Okay. Otherwise, it's just tanky tank.
Unleash my strength.
And that is the report, is it? Mogrin's report, yeah. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
Alan Zivu, what else do you have? You have a magical hammer. You just stole that from the dwarves. And just a bunch of fucking lizards. That's gonna be fun. Now, onwards we go then, I suppose.
Yeah.
Our paths converge.
See what we can find.
What am I even doing? Do you know what? I can actually move like this. That's better.
I've got the scent.
When your hero dies, you automatically revive at resurrection stones like this one. Although there are many resurrection stones. That seems immediately to be almost foreshadowing for World of Warcraft, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, to say that we don't have resurrection stones per se, but we do have graveyards where they
Yeah,
will be our
but-
spirit healers.
You know, specific locations where you respawn if you die.
Yeah.
That is not
Yeah.
how this game has worked previously. That is not how resurrection has worked previously.
What lies before me?
No, exactly. You're right. Yeah.
I'm acting
And it's
on
just it's
instinct.
curious. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Unleash the beast. My fang and claw. Mangy cur. I wonder.
And we're getting gold for kills. That's also.
Our
Did we get that
paths
previously?
converge.
I don't think we did.
Unleash the beast.
I don't think we did.
Mangy cur.
I mean, maybe not.
Mangy cur.
What do you say? Sorry.
No, it's just like that. I was thinking I thought we did that earlier, but maybe we didn't. That's funny. I'm kidding.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Hold
Either.
on.
My fang and claw.
And we did. Yeah, we did from neutrals, from moot camps.
Unleash the
Sure.
beast.
Yeah, we did that.
Right.
My fang and claw. Mangy cur. Mangy
All right.
alone.
Oh, nice.
Well, these fissures are disconcerting.
I'm
Shouldn't the
acting
Burning
on
Legion have been done and
instinct.
done with?
I mean, I think they're just like from the. Just because it's green doesn't necessarily have to be that it's
Oh,
all Burning Legion.
it doesn't? I thought that was the color coding.
I mean, the color coding, yes, but it's dark green. That was more like light green. And I
No.
mean, stuff can still be poisoned. Like if you're poisoned in WoW, you turn
Eh,
green.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair enough. Monk.
I'm acting on instinct.
Oh, it was a thing.
I've got the
Ooh,
scent.
that's not nothing.
Nice.
I
Because
wander
he is
alone.
strength character, right? And in the game, for multiplayer purposes, Rexar, was he available as a neutral hero? What were the neutral heroes? The Medusa was, the Pandaren was. Was Rexar available?
I don't know.
No, me
That
neither.
I cannot actually say.
You've got the look of an ogre, half-breed. What's your business here?
Me.
I carry a message for your war chief. I'll not stay long.
And that's
the
all
prowl.
they needed. Well,
Yeah.
nice,
I've got the
I
scent.
guess. Oh shit,
Acting
shit's
on
bigger.
instinct.
I mean, this is Orgrimmar, rough version of it.
Warrior city. I have not seen its like in many years.
When did you see
Stay
its
close
like?
to me, Misha.
Where exactly? You've been stuck in Kalimdor, right?
Shore up those supports. When the razor
Yeah,
rings
I mean, he
kick
fought
off,
against the Legion.
tear those roofs right off.
Oh, we did?
Yes,
Rexar?
War
Yeah.
Chief.
A moment, war chief. I come to deliver a message.
How did you come by this report? Where is Mogren?
He fell in the wilds. His last wish was that you receive this message.
Who are you, warrior?
I am Rexar, last son of the Mok'Nathal.
Ah, there we go.
Mok'Nathal. I've heard tales of your people. They had both orc and ogre blood in their veins. It is an honor. We've built this kingdom, Duratar, for all of our
That
kind.
model is new.
Duratar is as much your home as it is mine, Rexar.
Is it?
Stay a while. Accept what hospitality we can offer. It is the least we can do.
Perhaps I have spent too long in the wilds. Your offer is kind, Thrall.
Why?
But I must carry my own weight. Just show me what needs doing, and I'll earn my keep.
I understand. Founding a nation is tiresome work, and there are many around here that could use your help. Simply talk to them, and they will point you in the right direction.
And pay specific
This
mind
is
to...
Rokan of the Darkspear tribe. He is one of my best scouts.
How you doing, man?
Oh. I love that dialect, man. I fucking love that dialect so much. How you doing, man? So the Beastmaster is a neutral hero in multiplayer. I thought as much. It's been over 20 years since I played the multiplayer of this, but I did quite a bit. Okay, so he's immediately flippy-floppy on the whole Luddite Ted Kaczynski thing, and now he's all for this. He's all in on city building, apparently.
I mean, well, he's into this kind of city building and like helping out and getting some hospitality. That doesn't mean that he is all for it. He's benefiting from it.
Yeah, but I mean, I thought he was in the wild for his own purposes, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, because he saw this like being with other people, they only led to war. But here he is,
In a warrior
helping.
city.
Yeah, helping someone in Warrior City. Yeah, exactly.
I feel like he's a little bit flippy-floppy on this. He also mentions that it's been a long time since I saw a warrior city. Correct me if I'm wrong, but there was no general shipping traffic between Kalimdor and the Eastern Kingdoms before this game, yeah? Before the original campaign.
No, not really.
So, I'm assuming then that he spent most of his life, if not all of his life, on Kalimdor. Which brings the question, where did he get disillusioned with warfare? And what was the warrior city that he's referencing that he saw before Orgrimmar?
Well, here's the thing though. He has met orcs before.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
He has met Blackhand. He actually challenged, we learned later on in other material, he challenged Orchi Blackhand in a duel to protect his village.
Okay.
So he has seen structures before. Where exactly that is? Because the orcs only really were in the Eastern Kingdoms.
Exactly, right? So he must have shipped over, right? At one point.
Yeah, and he also he must have shipped over. Yeah, but then that will be alone then.
I'm assuming. Yeah, well, I mean, he probably didn't take a dinghy over the world ocean. But somehow he got across. Some way, shape, or form. So he's not from Kalimdor originally, is what we learn here.
On the prowl.
No, because he got through to the dark portal.
I hear you, man. What lies before me?
There's a bunch of new models here. Interesting.
It's Drexor! Yes!
No context for this.
It looks great. Also, we're going to meet so many cool characters now.
Yeah, I don't doubt, because, again, this is all set up for the MMO, right? Everything about this is set up for an MMO. And I'm assuming that a lot of the characters that we meet here in Orgrimmar are going to be characters that we then have mission hub quests for in Vanilla WoW, right?
Yeah, and also the fact that one of them, the goblin we're going to meet, is essential for current WoW.
Oh, interesting. Well, hi Drekthor. He had exclamation mark. Fuck yes.
You're one of the Magnathal. I am Drekthar. I fought alongside your elders on Draenor many years ago.
You did? That's...
Still, if you've come to help, I do have a simple task for you. I've been concocting a special potion that will aid our warriors in battle. However, I'm missing a key ingredient. I require shimmerweed.
Oh my god,
But
fetch
the rare
quests.
herb can only be found in the valley known as Thunder Ridge.
Let's fucking go fetch quests.
Normally, I would gather the herbs myself, but the thunder lizards for whom the valley is named have become increasingly hostile of late. If you retrieve 6 bushels for me, I will reward you handsomely.
Oh my god. This really is the startup on World of Warcraft?
Yeah.
Immediately get fetch quest. Oh my god. Also, I've never thought of this before, but I do love the Slavic squat of the trolls.
The Slavic what?
The Slavic squat.
Oh yeah.
The Slav squat. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. He's doing the Slav squat.
Don't worry. Be happy.
Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him.
Oh, but he's just checking his surroundings, you know, like leaning. It's like
Look at him. Okay, do we need to...
Abby Jaman.
We kind of need to do this, right?
Don't worry. Be happy. Abby Jaman.
Oh, he doesn't have anything. Poor, for
Okay.
shame.
Flush them out. I'm ready to track. Unleash my strength.
This feels
The beasts obey me.
familiar.
My quarry nears. What lies before me? I'm ready to track. Flush them out.
Alright.
Disappointed. Okay, I mean... Yeah, we probably should pick it all up. I mean, we did have exclamation marks even in the base game, but...
yeah, but here is explicit, I feel, for specific quests for one specific character.
Nasgrel?
Unleash my strength.
Yep.
Greetings, warrior. I am Nazgrel, captain of the War Chief's security force. We've been having problems with the indigenous creatures attacking our borders. Perhaps you can help.
In creatures.
The Harpies
That's
of the northern
colonialist.
foothills have been ransacking our supply caravans for weeks. If you can find their lair and put an end to their rampage, I'll see to it that you're rewarded.
You're an invasive fucking species, dude.
Also, it's called Nasquel here, and I'm wondering because there probably is a connection somewhere to Nasgrim, which is the sort of head of security, I guess, for when Garrosh Hellscream eventually became the war chief.
Ah.
And Nasgrim eventually then died in the siege of Orgrimmar in Mists of Pandaria, and then he was resurrected as one of the 4 horsemen of the Death Knight Order.
Oh,
Just
wow.
tidbits,
Okay.
information there.
I do love that they even give us a stash. I think that's fucking
Yeah.
funny. I think that's really fucking funny.
Sweet.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my boy! My boy! Oh, he even looks like he does in the game! Yes! Ah, I love it.
Oh my
Flush them
god.
out. I wander alone.
No, you don't. Literally, you don't.
Ah, new guy, huh? I'm Gazlo, chief engineer around these parts. But enough about me. We got work to do, buddy. You see, me and my boys have been dredging out tunnels beneath the city, looking for underground wells. Problem is, we dug straight into a den of kobolds.
No,
Now
filthy
those rat
kobolds.
freaks are running willy-nilly all over our tunnels.
Rat freaks,
I
yeah.
need you to hook up with my boys and seal those kobolds back in their hole. Yeah, just find the tunnel entrance outside of town, and my boys will set you straight.
So, Gaslow is...
Feel you, Ma.
Gaslow was one who sort of helped... He was hired by Thrall to build the city.
I'm
To
acting
build
on instinct.
Orgrimmar.
Okay.
And currently, he is actually the leader of the Goblin faction that is a part of the
Paths
Horde.
converge.
No.
The Blightwater
Descent.
cartel.
Blind
And
water
he's gonna have
cartel.
Our
Wow.
paths
Yeah.
converge.
So Steamweedle, Blightwater, Venture Co., and one more that I don't remember.
Weren't the
the name of.
Blightwater a neutral faction in Vanilla WoW?
Yeah,
Huh.
they were.
Okay.
Exactly. same as Adventure Co. But then eventually, after the events of Cataclysm, they joined.
We have
Yeah, they were.
enemy respawns. We can grind. We're just spending the rest of the evening just killing level 1s.
Yep. As a true Horde player would.
What lies before me? Magiker. I'm acting on instinct.
Killing ants first.
Unleash
Also, Rokan is actually the current leader of the trolls.
glory nears.
Oh yeah?
Unleash my strength.
Good for him. He just sort of popped in here, so he doesn't feel like he has much.
No, but that was essentially the same thing. He didn't really become relevant a lot in WoW's lore until like after in WoW's lore, I believe, until after
Until he got a public appointment.
yeah, kind of, or until like Vol'jin died, and he had to they need someone to replace him as the leader of the trolls.
I'm acting on
He needed
instinct.
anyone. Dude, can you just take up? Dude,
Yeah.
we need someone. We just need someone to fill a share. Come on, bud.
Yeah,
Converge.
there he was. And now we're going down. I mean, goblins are getting frequently like because the next update, Undermine, is going to release in a couple of days, and we're going to Undermine.
I'm acting
And it's going to be a cool way to see it. We're going to be working with Gaslow actually to sort of help out in the city.
by fang and claw. Magiker.
Hi, Cryptix! Hey, buddy!
I could take.
We're doing World of Warcraft Vanilla Light here tonight.
Yeah.
My pleasure.
My pleasure. Happy jiving, man.
No mercy. For the dark
They're running away.
Alright, we can do this.
you get tricksy.
Oh no, he's I don't even know what you are.
Only morphed him into a
Bunny!
rabbit.
I want it,
Oh, the
Bun
bunny, yeah.
Bun! Yeah, fuck him up. Yeah, kill that Bun Bun.
On the prowl.
WoW prep game. Yeah, I mean, it is. This absolutely is a World of Warcraft prep game, right?
By fang and claw.
It's kind of cool.
I feel you, man.
Yeah.
I remember being so fucking stoked for World of Warcraft and played this, and I'm like, oh, I want more.
Sweet.
It's an excellent teaser. That's what it
Yeah.
is.
Unleash my strength.
Here we go.
Yay, storm bolts.
Force them out.
Misha's getting hurt.
I wander alone.
Did we miss a rune up here?
I've got the scent.
Apparently not.
I'm acting on instinct.
Acting on instinct? Maybe you should think things through
Our
first, bud.
paths converge.
Oh, why would one ever do that? That's
Yeah.
not how we do it. We don't think through. We just attack it and yell, Leroy Jenkins!
That video, man.
I wander
Which I've learned afterwards was a fake, which sucks.
the beast.
Was it? Oh.
Yeah, they that was planned.
Oh.
By
Heh.
fang and claw.
That's a shame.
Yeah,
Oh well.
yeah.
Das dingo.
But you know, it is what it is.
You remember seeing World of Warcraft teaser in the Diablo 2 Discord? Was Discord
Oh.
around then? That made me want to play it. I didn't have a PC for it, and then I saw it in a magazine, and it made me want to play it even more. Yeah, World of Warcraft had a lot of marketing associated to it, and
I've got the scent.
man, it felt
acting on
revolutionary.
instinct.
The idea of it.
I've got the scent.
Of course, it wasn't
On the prowl.
quite. Oh, they even have dungeons. That's so cool.
Cool. Yeah.
That's so cool. They even have dungeons. Okay,
I'm acting
let's
on
go.
instinct. My quarry nears.
That's so cool. They even have dungeons. Wow. Wow! But yeah, I also remember there was I don't remember which, it was probably a gaming magazine of some sort. And I remember this, I think it was two folds. 4 pages. Just essentially marketing material for World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
And it felt so
Also pointing out as well here, we already have, I mean, specific sort of points of where we are going to be. If we were to start as an orc,
Mm.
we would, because then we would be Durotar, and then you would move out into the Barrens,
Mhm.
or you raise your Fen Downs and everything, and then we have Mulgore, which is Thunderbluff, and then we have Dustmallow Marsh
Mhm.
down there. So it's like there is an Ashenvale Forest up there, and Echo Isles as well, where the trolls would spawn,
Mhm.
or start. So it's like it's cool to see that they're already sort of dividing up the world in the different zones.
I mean, we've
Uh,
seen that in the maps during the RTS campaigns as well, but we have commented on them being. Well, we have talked about how accurate they are vis-a-vis World of Warcraft. I
Mhm.
feel like this map might just be the most accurate one that we've seen so far,
Yeah, it is.
which is also interesting, considering that. Well, I guess we didn't have a Barons and Durotar and Mulgore map for the previous Orc campaign, and that is, a year or so, 2 years between these two publications. And this came out, what did we say, just a year before World of Warcraft?
Wasn't it? I think it was 2 years, wasn't it? Did this come out in 2002?
3, I thought.
Oh, okay, 3. Well then,
I
yeah,
think. So a year and change. A year to 2.
yeah. WoW came out in the end of 2004. So
For Cryptics, it was a level magazine, had 8 pages with pictures, quests, professions, and I was playing Silk Road, a Korean game, and seeing so much to do. It was amazing. Yeah, I mean, again, I don't think the framework or the structure of World of Warcraft was revolutionary. And now we're just talking the third person setup with picking up quests. I mean, EverQuest had been around for a while previous to this, and then you had the MUDs, even though the MUDs didn't really have a graphic interface. But just to be able, because a lot of people had played Warcraft 2, a lot of people obviously played Warcraft 3. It was a big hit, big hit. And the idea of being permitted to just inhabit this world and not just play through the quests, the campaigns of the RTS, but to actually be permitted to step into the world and live there and adventure there had such a hook to it. And that may. I wouldn't dare to say it was the first, but it must have been one of the firsts to do that. As in your field, right? Intermedial idea of
yeah,
getting to experience an established world in a new way.
yeah, it's a whole different way of doing it, and not through the eyes of heroes and this type of mechanics, but instead a player that you create, have
Yeah.
no real lines or anything, which you are putting your and whatever identity you want on it, and they're not making decisions that have been pre-programmed. For example, you can choose to go on to be in Durotar, but you can just fuck off directly to the Barons,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah. It
And that's an open world allows you to do that.
Yeah. Then again, wasn't first doing that. I mean, again, EverQuest at
No.
least was around before that. And then, of course, we have RuneScape. that little gem, I think that was before as well, that had a similar setup for it. But again, all of those games were just the games. And Warcraft was more than just a game, right? It had such an established fan base at this point. Not compared to what it later got through World of Warcraft, but still, setting up an MMO in an already established IP to this extent, there was just another kind of feeling to it that may just have been absolutely unique at this point. Got an ad break coming in, chat. Survive. We don't need to take that ad break right now, right? We just started.
I mean, yeah.
Well, we're going to the tunnels. I forgot to read them. Oh well. So now we actually have a dungeon.
I mean,
Cool.
well, so yeah. Oh, okay.
Whoa, you're a big one. Gazlo said he'd be sending some muscle.
Do you goblins have a plan?
Of course. If you can get us close enough to the tunnel support beams, we'll blast them to smithereens.
Suicide blast them?
Collapse the ceiling on top of those rocks. It fix our problem up real nice.
I mean, they've been digging beneath beneath Orgrimmar, which would in vanilla WoW eventually turn into a dungeon as well.
What lies before me?
Oh yeah? This is actually a dungeon?
Yeah, later on it's a dungeon, but it's occupied not by kobolds, but by warlocks and lava creatures.
Right. Yeah. I played that. Yeah, I did.
I
that
don't
dungeon.
remember what it's called now. Since I main Alliance, I don't spend too much time there. But I mean, because here's the thing: they did the same thing with Stormwind as well. Because in Stormwind they had the stockades, which then also turned into a dungeon. So.
Right. You're absolutely
On the
correct.
prowl.
Yeah. It's. So this is this is kind of cool. Ragefire Chasm. Right.
Right, Bishop Chasm. Thank you, Cryptic.
And you Cryptics, you saw RuneScape before WoW, but it was much simpler than the other games I saw. Besides, I used to play a private server, so let's just say I found a good private server for RuneScape when I tried it. Yeah. I mean, RuneScape is still running, as I understand it, which is
Our
insane.
paths converge.
Absolutely insane.
Unleash the beast. I've got the scent.
Dirty little ratties.
On the prowl.
See, indigenous peoples, fuck them, apparently. According to this
Acting
game.
on instinct.
Yeah, I know.
They dug too far and too deep.
Our
And found
paths
rats.
converge.
Oh, you didn't find a good one. Oh, you
I've
didn't
got
find a
the
good
scent.
private server. Yeah.
I wander alone.
Wildkin? Yes, but how wild though?
Oh yeah,
Got
Wildkin.
On instinct. On the prowl.
a whole lake?
Our paths converge.
Yeah, which I assume will be the eventually the lake that's going to be turned to lava. I assume.
Yeah, because that's exactly how lakes work. That is exactly how water works, right?
I've got the scent.
Game
I mean, there were
logic.
warlocks down here who could do a
Acting
lot of
on
things.
instinct.
Warlocks in my caverns? In my undercity caverns?
Yeah. I mean, there's apparently a whole sort of tunnel thing base where, because canonically warlocks are accepted as like, playable
My quarry
class,
years.
but they're not really looked on in favor.
No.
Same thing with Death Knights when they were first sort of involved and you could play it. Like they were, and even I think even Worgens were sort of when they. I don't know if you remember that, but when you were a Worgen and you entered into Stormwind the first time, people spit at you.
Before me.
Oh yeah? That's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
it's like your abomination and like, how dare you come here and everything. And then eventually, they were accepted, but only after Varian Rin, canonically at least from other book, had a sort of bonding experience with Gen Greymane when they were out hunting.
I'm acting on instinct.
Then after that, he was sort of, yeah, I'm gonna accept the warlock, the Worgen to the alliance.
Unleash the This must be one of the support beams. It's all yours, goblins. I wander alone.
What?
Unleash my strength.
Working.
You need to blow up the support beam.
Yeah, I got him moving.
Primed and ready.
Oh, okay.
Track. Mangy cur.
Jokes on them. I was into that shit. I also wasn't Borgen. It was stuff nice.
I wonder alone.
Oh yeah, spit on me, daddy.
Was it Death Knight, not Morgan? I remember Morgan being healed. Maybe not. Yeah.
Roar, my homies! I'm legally distinct Yoda.
Unleash my strength. I've got
Haha.
scent.
I mean, we're looking for the loot, right?
Our paths
I bet
converge.
someone in here drops a sweet katana.
It looks like it look. Yeah, it'd be nice to have a katana. We already have a boomerang, so.
You be tricksy.
I think there were some remarks about when demon hunters also entered into the Stormwind as well.
On the
They were like,
prowl.
oh, well, look at them, they're demons, and it's like we should not accept them and blah blah blah. Blah. So, I think it's kind of a interesting way of showing, how other races have have comment on classes and other races.
Yeah. Then again, you also have the. I mean, there's a bit of a problem with
Unleash the beast.
shit. I'm getting honked.
Years.
I'm getting honked.
Mm.
Um,
The beast.
and this is we've talked about this
Acting on
before.
instinct.
The heritage
I'm acting
of
on instinct.
the heritage of
I'm ready to
Tolkien
track.
and some of the problems with Tolkien. Well, it's not problem with Tolkien per se, this specific one at least, but it is a problem with what people have taken away from Tolkien. And Tolkien, between the different races, just calling them races is a little bit of a problem because they're species technically. But in Tolkien's world, those species, the elves, the dwarves, the orcs, the humans, the halflings, they actually represented things. They were class representations. And having there being racism between those was essentially a remark on class structure, or class conflict
Flush them
even.
out.
In that context, it made sense.
What lies before me?
And then after that,
got the
every
scent.
single fantasy fighter ever
the
has just
prowl.
concluded that among
Our
the
paths
fantasy
converge.
peoples. Oh, okay. There needs to be racial conflict. Why? Because obviously that's what we're just assuming that as soon as people are different, even in a fantasy makeup universe, people will fight each other. And
I
it's an
wander alone.
unfortunate
Our
assumption,
paths converge.
right? To just default to that mode of thinking that, oh, well, we have orcs and humans, and since they're different, of course they want to fight each other. Why? Well, because that's just how differences between people work. And that's not true. That's not necessarily how differences between people work. It is how human society has been structured over a long time. It has some vague, potentially, foundations in genetic behavior, but why would that be the default all the time? And
I'm acting on instinct.
it is unfortunate in hindsight that every fantasy universe just defaults to that. And I mean, my work also quote unquote suffers from that assumption, right? What we just read yesterday about enslavement of humanity. Then again, I rationalize that, but in universe, in the written work of mine, I have reasons for that. But then again, still, it is a default to just play on that racial tension
I've got
every
the
single
scent.
fucking time.
On the prowl.
You know?
Mm-hmm. I know I agree with you. There are problems with that, like with just like we're defaulting, we're understanding that these races don't like each other,
Ready to
and I think a lot of come back to talking. But in the same way, I would argue that, well, it's not because humans and orcs are just like, oh, they're different. Let's sort of destroy them. It's also just well, they have history.
Yeah.
The orcs invaded Azeroth and killed and destroyed one of their capital
Yeah.
cities.
Yeah,
So there's no sort of history with that.
you're absolutely right.
Yeah, same thing with the anonymity between Death Knights, because, well, of course Death Knights are going to be treated badly when they enter into the into Stormwind, because Death Knights are part of the most traumatic things and that ever occurred to humans
Yeah.
in the Warcraft universe. And then you have Worgans who are like, well, they because they heard what happened. Yeah, monsters. And what happened in Gilneas is that they killed so many people.
And not just Gilneas, because before that you did have incursions of Worgen even in the Eastern Kingdom parts, right? With that
Exactly, yeah.
Transylvanian-esque area. I forget the name of it.
Yeah, Shadowfang Keep as well.
there we go.
Shadowfang Keep, which was a dungeon where you would kill Worgans. Exactly. And then Demon Hunters. Well, you know, they look like Illidan Stormwraiths, which we we spent an entire expansion hunting after.
Well, the elves did. The humans were like, oh, that's a weird looking elf.
No, I'm talking about WoW here. I'm talking about WoW,
okay.
not Warcraft.
Yeah, okay.
So there are legitimate reasons for, and for example, the animosity between elves and trolls as well. There's a reason for that, because they waged war against each other for centuries ago.
Like, I'm not saying that there aren't any reasons for it. I'm just saying that we default. I believe that post Tolkien, there is an inclination to make up reasons, because of course, as a storyteller, you want to have reason for a status quo to be the way it is. Otherwise, well, you're not really doing your world building. But on the other hand, if you feel like you need to make up those reasons because you need to have that dynamic, I feel like you're committing at least something similar to the same old mistake, you know? I'm not saying that it's necessarily a problem with Warcraft, the World of Warcraft, but it is something that I feel like we should keep in mind when writing fantasy universes. It's a lesson that we shouldn't just take by default. I'm not saying that it should never be done. My problem isn't that it is done. My problem is that it's done by default, right?
Fair.
Let's see, cryptics. I don't think it was a classes. It was more or less like states. Look at humans that all look the same, more or less. How much they hate each other. Do you think that if they even look different, would they be more friendly? I mean, a lot of this comes down to established racial bigotry among humans. There is absolutely valid criticism. Well, the argument is that a human or any living creature will be wary against something that looks and acts differently than they do. Maybe there's some truth to that, but it's just as likely that creating those divides, focusing on those divides rather than focusing on the similarities, is a way to divide people, and divided people are more easily managed by power structures, be they god kings, priesthoods, economical powers, or politicians. It's just a very easy way to gain popular support. It has been that way for a long time. That does not necessarily mean that it's a natural state or something that we should take for granted. More so maybe something that we, with media, with storytelling, maybe we should actively try to work against that, considering it's such a powerful political tool, you know? I don't think books sell that well if everyone gets along. Yeah, but just because Sure, conflict is the mainstay of most storytelling, absolutely cryptics, but you don't need racial conflict to have conflict. There are other kinds of conflict.
I wander alone.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. There are other ways to form conflict. if you're just gonna default to that and say that they do look different, that's why they're animosity between them. It's a simple way of putting it.
Yeah, right.
There's more complexity to it and other
Force them out. I'm
other
ready to
sort of
crack.
ways of writing conflict, as you
Yeah.
say. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate shorthand that I think comes from our expectations that this is just the way the world is, and that mindset that this is just the way the world is, that is the problem. Not necessarily the racial angle itself, but that we default to it, and the fact that we default to it is something that we should work against.
Can we also comment how these goblins, yeah, they do blow themselves up? Why do they do that?
Because they're committed engineers, I don't know what you're talking about.
I've got the scent.
Oh my!
What are you talking about, man? Wanted to be cheeky, but maybe you would have taken it the wrong way. We are. This whole conversation is sort of edging, and not in a sexual way, towards you know, present day political problems, which maybe we should be a little bit careful about. Just, well, careful about, but we should have that conversation in specific ways. What is
Wait,
that?
wait. Can I see? Okay, I want to see what the names of these things are.
Oh, sure. Assassin's Blade. That's just extra damage.
Yeah.
Also poison, which is very nice, but it's also very expensive. Purchase
Khadgar's gem.
I'm
Gem
assuming
of
he's
Health.
just mass producing these somewhere.
Yeah, probably. Or they found it somewhere.
This is essentially a Khadgar's Big Mac. Gloves of Haste. And Slippers of Agility and Protection and nothing else. It's essentially the Khadgar. Who's Khadgar?
Unleash
Khadgar is the apprentice of Medivh,
Oh,
who, and when they fought against him, he turned him sort of old. And eventually, Khadgar was the one who sort of sealed, together with the Sons of Lothar, went to the other side of the the Dark Portal and sealed it from that side. So he and Sons of Lothar are trapped on Outland. That was the thing that happened in Warcraft 2.
okay. Let's see, Cryptics. Basically, the reason why they beat up Saruman was because they were racist on him. Actually, the reason they beat up Saruman was because Saruman was doing eugenics. I don't know if that's true, but it's funny.
I mean,
I've got the scent.
I mean, yeah, right? I mean,
Our paths
not no.
converge.
Hey, Mr. Wildkin.
The beast.
die now, Mr. Walken.
Hey, Mr. Wildkin, put a record on. I wanna dance with you,
I'm acting on
baby.
instinct. On the prowl. I've got the scent.
Should we just do
On
all
the
the quests? We
prowl.
probably should, right?
Our paths converge. I'm acting on instinct.
I'll have to make some food.
I
I hope you guys are here for a while until I get back. We'll be here for another 2 hours. No, 1 hour.
yeah.
No, an hour and a half ish.
Yeah. I love the fact that like now in Delves,
Alone.
currently in like Delves, the new thing in the War Within,
Hmm?
we have these resurrection stones. They're back.
Wander alone.
These things?
Yeah.
Fun.
Not in dungeons per se, but they are in the Delves. So like it's like say basically checkpoints.
On the prowl.
God,
I'm
Misha.
ready to
It-
crack. I'm
Misha.
If you die, you can just get back there. Yeah. Misha.
Mangy cur. My fang and claw.
I guess we could just farm up the Assassin's Blade.
Alone.
God damn it.
Our paths converge.
Yes. How much money do we have? We have 1,000. I mean, we could. How much was it?
We're not doing that. 2,000, 2K.
Oh wow.
We're
Okay.
not doing that. We're not
No.
just farming
Acting
for
on
it.
instinct.
We do not have the time.
Mangy cur.
I mean, we're probably not going to be done with this tonight, but I... Oh, Bash?
Unleash my strength.
Am I going to have to resummon you for that, Misha? God fucking
My
hell, Misha.
poor
Oh,
ears.
there we go. She's getting more blue on her.
Mm.
Mangy cur.
The
Did
higher
she,
the level,
did she
more
become bigger as well?
I think she is. Oh god, she's blue.
I wander alone.
So blue.
By fang and claw.
Should call you Bluey.
Unleash the beast.
Or
Fuck,
blue, like the Velociraptor in
Spirit
Jurassic
thing.
World.
Oh, that thing, yeah, right.
By fang and claw.
I kind of like that first reboot. The rest have been so-so, but I did like that first one.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I like the Jurassic World, the first one. I haven't seen I mean, there's a next one, then another one coming out soon.
There are 3 at the moment, right?
I'm acting on instinct.
Uh,
On the prowl.
yes, with the next one coming out. No,
No, there are 3 ones now, I think. Hello.
Morg Wolfsong.
What lies before me?
What's your problem,
What
guy?
happened? Yeah, what has happened?
What did you do?
Listen, stranger, for my time is short. We shaman were attacked by a band of renegade warlocks. Our own kin, still loyal to the Burning Legion. The warlocks stole one of our sacred artifacts, then fled back into the hills. No doubt they have a secret coven nearby. Avenge the ghosts of my murdered brethren, and recover the stolen artifact. There's no telling what evil they might unleash with its power.
Oh, another fetch quest. It really does feel like World of Warcraft.
Das Dingo.
Oh.
I mean,
Feel you, man.
why would it not? Like,
Yeah, why really not? Yeah.
Das Dingo. Sweet.
Quab!
oh, crab, spider crab.
Limb
Even worse.
Ripper? Ew.
Let's we roll. You bet Trixie. I feel you, man.
I feel you, man.
Pleasure. No mercy. Sweet. I feel you, man.
What does mine say?
You bet Trixie.
Sweet. What does mine say? Dude, what does mine say? Sweet. Oh, scene
Ah.
transition? Cool.
Sweet.
I'm assuming. Probably the Echo
Team
Islands.
transition?
Yeah, it's a little, you know, it kind of looks like a dungeon. It's probably to the Echo Isles for a later mission.
You bet Trixie.
Oh yeah, that's true. Could be.
This is weird.
Feel you, man.
Playing an RTS like this. It's cool though, but it's weird.
Yeah, since we've been playing it so differently, lately.
You bet
Now we
Trixie.
get this. It's kind of weird.
Iselas? Who the fuck's Isela?
Oh, what do you have?
Increases the
Speed.
movement speed of all nearby allies. That sounds like an activated ability. We don't do that. Arcane Scroll restores hit points, blah blah blah. No, we don't do that. Pursuit Shimmer Glaze Roast. Oh my god, cooking in Warcraft. Oh god. Cooking now? I'm hungry. Sure, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Ooh. Oh, better
Boots of
booties.
Cloth of
Helps
Loss.
a loss. Oh, they managed to get here. Is that just? Did someone steal that?
I mean,
Oh, Borb of Lightning. I want this. I want the Borb of Lightning. We can buy that. We can buy Borb of Lightning.
yeah, we can.
I
buy
do. Let's see here. It's just extra damage. Becomes hero attacks also become ranged when attacking air, and have a chance to dispel magic and slow the movement speed of enemy. That sounds good on Rexar, right? So he can actually beat air.
Mm.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
And bonus to summon you. You know what? Let's fucking go.
Unleash my strength.
Thank you, Isela.
Our paths
I mean, you got money for it, so you know.
Yeah, you know, you're welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome for our patronage, I guess.
Mangy cur.
Oh, ooh, level 80s.
That's high.
Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. We can do this.
Unleash the beast. Flush them out. I'm acting on instinct.
Look at us.
that's
Look at
fine.
us. Oh, the bash. Oh, the bash! Oh, the bash is perma bash! Oh, Misha! Misha with the big paws. Let's go. Let's go, Misha. A little bit more healing. A little bit of healing. A little more
Ready
action.
to track.
A little more healing. A little
got
more
the
action.
scent.
There are Murlocs all over the fucking world.
On the prowl.
Yep. They are. They're in, you know. They do what they do best. They spread out.
That sounded racist.
My pleasure.
You don't mind, do you, Murlocs? No. That's what I thought.
Unleash the beast.
Mad perma bash. Oh, Misha! Slippers of agility. Another slipper. Now he has a slipper on each foot.
What lies before me?
Finally, 2 matching shoes.
Finally!
You bit tricksy. Flush them out. I wander alone.
You do not, though.
Instinct.
Stop saying that. Goddamn
Our
Batman
paths
wannabe.
converge. On the prowl.
So what animal is that hat he's got?
What lies before me?
I think. What is it like a?
It's gotta be some kind of
What is
cat,
it
right?
called? Yeah, it's like a it's like big cats.
Panther?
Some. Could be, yeah,
I
like
wander
a
alone.
wild cat or something like that.
Oh, we're behind the place. Oh shit. This is not where it's
I don't think.
supposed to be.
I don't think that mask is ever
I
explained.
wander
So
Our paths converge.
whatever.
Nobody asked. Okay, Rexar, I gotta ask. What's with the mask, bud? Are you ugly?
On the prowl.
It is a mask of my people.
I'm acting
Oh yeah,
on instinct.
what person did that come from? Your uncle? No, I mean,
I'm
not like
acting
that.
on
That'd be
instinct.
weird.
I wander alone. I've got the scent.
You're weird.
My god. Oh.
My fang
Mob
and
respawns
claw.
suck, by the way.
Our paths converge.
What's the respawn rate?
Ah,
on these
the
fucking-
true,
Jikr.
the true World of Warcraft experience.
On the prowl.
Bonk.
My fang and claw. Unleash the beast. I'm
These
acting on
Quillbores are
instinct.
giving me flashbacks
Our
to
paths
Dota.
converge.
Dota 2. The
On the
Quillbore
prowl.
hero there, if you hit him on the bonk on the
I've
back
got the
end,
scent.
he
Mhm.
stacked up some sort of a buff on himself that he could release in a bleeding spray, and it fucking sucked. Sucked real bad.
Heads will roll. No mercy.
Yep, that sounds like it sucked.
And you're just chasing him down because you really want to kill him, and he just shows you his back until he just turns around and kills the entire team. Man, I fucking hated
How
that
dare
hero.
he.
Yeah, how dare.
For the dark
That is
sphere
also a
tribe.
fun. Actually, that might not be entirely unreasonable for
Evil. It must be where the warlocks are hiding.
to eventually include in your studies to look at how Warcraft influenced other games too, with specific reference to Defense of the Ancients, Dota. Because that started Dota 1, that was just a custom map, custom game mode for Warcraft 3. So a lot of the heroes that you see in Dota 2 are direct rip-offs off of not just heroes of Warcraft, but characters, units, mobs of Warcraft, because those were the only assets available to Dota initially.
Das Dingo.
Yeah.
And
No, no, I read so in the Play Nice book. Well,
You bit tricksy.
so it could be
and-
relevant
Dingo.
yeah, could be.
to look how
I mean, it's also like the fact that the Dota 2 was then eventually the one who led, like, sort of influenced League of Legends
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's a
And an entire genre. Well, I think
Yeah.
there were some kind of a MOBA structure before the original Defense of the Ancients, but I don't remember how or why or what. These are a lot of boys. No, shit!
My quarry nears.
Oh, Bash is so fucking clutch, by the way.
Unleash my
An
strength.
outsider. Slay him, brothers. Quickly.
Brothers!
Others.
Slay him, brothers!
Oh, Misha is getting down. Misha is getting. It's not very hot right now.
Yeah, it happened. Make a new one. Quick, make a new one.
Unleash my strength.
Shit.
Flush them out. My
Oh, we had level 9 there. No wonder we died.
No, I said the yeah.
Oh shit. Just kill him.
Oh no!
Just
They
kill
just
him.
summoned.
Just kill him. Run away. Misha, go back. Get him. Draw aggro. Oh fuck. They really do truck. There's gotta be a... There's gotta be a despawn on these guys, right? Hit chaos damage? What the fuck?
I don't know actually.
Be good gold though.
ready
Oh
to
shit.
track.
Misha!
I'm
Help!
acting on instinct.
Misha!
Misha, keep on attacking.
Oh no, they're resetting. Fuck!
Our paths
We pulled too hard and too greedily.
unleash the beast.
At least they didn't get their HP back.
Mangy cur.
Oh right,
Okay,
he
it's
fucking
died,
charged
here we
against
go.
them, right?
Yeah.
He does extra damage.
On the
Because I wanted
prowl.
the sacred relic. That means nothing
Flush
to me.
them out.
Oh right, right. That's what we wanted
What-
to get him. Okay.
What does it say anything on it? What did it say on it?
A powerful artifact sacred to Orc Shaman grants a hero and friendly nearby units increased attack rate and movement speed. Oh, I want that. Please tell me he died
I've got
some
the scent.
unfortunate way that I'm not to blame for. He succumbed to his wounds. Oh no, how sad.
Oh no! How tragic! Never
Who
could
could
see
have
this coming.
who could have foreseen this tragic turn of events?
Yeah.
Sweet.
The ghosts of my brethren now lie silent. Thank you, warrior. You have rid the world of a terrible evil. I feel my death.
Oh no.
Take the artifact and the rest of our items.
Oh?
Use them to bring glory to the Horde. I will rest easier knowing that they lie in honorable hands.
You don't know anything about me, bud. Oh, have a more extended death sequence, I dare you. Okay. Here's another question, though. The word item. Do we ever use that word in any other context than in gaming? Really? I mean, I know that the word existed before gaming, absolutely. I get that, chat. That's not what I'm asking. What I'm noting here is that it's a word that was present in our language before gaming, but gaming sort of subsumed and took over, and now it is essentially, everyone knows it still, but nobody uses it outside of gaming, essentially.
Yes. No, that's wrong.
Okay?
People use it in a way to symbolize people being together. Oh, are you two an item?
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. That is, however, not the context that it's intended.
No, I'm not saying that though. I'm saying, but I'm saying that it is used outside of
Yeah, that's fair.
gaming. They might use it as well in fantasy settings as well.
Our paths converge.
Maybe not only in gaming, but it's like in other like books or movies.
Artifact,
Like I lost that
relic,
item.
Artifact, relic,
Yeah,
weapon.
that
Item is such a gamer tag thing, you know? Wait, why do you have... Oh, right. You have the Shaman Claws. Increases attack damage by 12. The hero attacks also have a chance to dispel magic slow... Shit. I feel like that's just better Orb of Lightning.
Unleash my strength.
Abijaman.
The Orb of Lightning is
Well,
still
then are
worth
you
more.
gonna give it to Rexar then, or?
I hear you, man.
What lies before me?
I wonder if he still gets ranged. You know what? Let's see.
On the prowl.
I got the righteous groove.
If he gets ranged attacks out of that, I mean, we won't notice until we find something flying, I guess,
Acting
but,
on instinct.
you know, here we
I
are.
wander
Yeah.
alone. I've
I
got
want
the
to clear
scent.
the map. I'm a completionist like that.
On the prowl.
Do we have time for that?
Not tonight, but I'm already considering that we didn't have the full 4 hours. I've already concluded that. Yeah, well, you know,
Our paths converge.
we might as well take 2. It's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't sure that we're gonna finish this tonight anyway, right?
No. Exactly.
Oh, here we
I'm
go.
gonna need
Perfect.
Instinct.
Oh, it does. Okay, great.
Puppies.
Fantastic.
Wonderful.
Should give it to Misha.
Yeah.
That is actually the Rexar class in Dota can put equipment on the bear.
I'm ready to track.
Ah, cool.
And the bear becomes a
This
truck.
must be one of the caravans Nazgrel told me about. My quarry nears. I'm ready to
Okay,
track.
here's actually a hate chat here. I don't know, Z, are you listening, or Cryptic? Is Nazgrel and Nazgrim the same person? Or are they like father and son or brothers? Because I personally do not know if they are related in any way, but I feel like the names are too similar and the position are too similar to be a coincidence. So I'm wondering, was it just changed, or is there like brothers, or is it father and son? I don't. Yeah.
You know what I would also like to see? And not just because I have totally not seen hentai on the subject, but you know, let's stop demonizing harpies.
Our paths converge. I'm acting on instinct.
Yeah.
On
I
the
mean,
prowl.
Can we stop
I'm trying
assuming
to.
that they're the bad guys all the time?
I'm acting on instinct.
The only actually good.
The only good
I
harpy is a
can
dead
think
harpy.
of-
I've got
No, I'm like a good harpy that I know of
on the prowl.
is in the Percy Jackson series,
Oh yeah?
Paths converge.
where
Oh shit.
there's a harpy that Percy's brother, Cyclops,
Flush them
he
out.
they have a relationship.
Oh.
Yes. I do believe. Or no, it's not a siren. I think it's a harpy. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a harpy.
Fucking go. Oh no, do harpies have cloacas? Is it all anal sex?
Wander alone. I'm acting on
He,
instinct.
I don't think he went that deep in that novel of his.
Haha! He went that deep.
Converge.
Yeah, that's it. Pun intended.
Huh.
Our paths converge.
Stormhand,
Harpy-
just listen to the
yeah,
nomenclature
Stormhand.
here.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, it's not that like. Well, the only
I wander alone.
Aviana though. Aviana is a wild god in WoW. Is probably the only sort of helpful harpy that we have. Yeah, I would think so. Yeah,
Instinct.
but I think that's the only one.
Unleash my strength.
So, would a harpy have a cloaca or not?
I mean, they have to mate somehow.
Yeah, but do they have mammalian reproductive organs or do they have bird reproductive organs? Ooh. Bloodfeather?
Or blood feather.
I feel like we have met Bloodfeather in World of Warcraft.
What lies
Or is it
before
just-
me?
I mean, here's the thing. There are so many harpy bosses with like.
Of you to come here. We are not
Fair.
afraid of you orcs. We
Well,
won't
no.
let you chase us out of our lands.
Yeah,
I never
exactly.
intended to chase you out.
You know what?
I intend to bury you here.
You know what? Exactly. This is what I'm talking about. How dare?
Yeah.
How dare
Prowl.
push her out of her land?
Converge.
The heart
Flush them out.
agility
Oh.
by 10. That sounds like a you problem, not a me
consent.
problem.
Our paths converge. On the prowl.
You know what, Bloodfeather? I agree.
Unleash my strength.
I agree.
Yeah. I agree.
I feel bad about this now, Bloodfeather. Thank you for setting me straight.
I've got the scent.
This is absolutely
acting
colonialist
on instinct.
subjugation and extinction
Our
of
paths
creatures
converge.
that are already here.
I wander alone.
Like,
Should we
wanna...
go?
Hmm?
Oh yeah. No, I was thinking, should we go north instead? But maybe we cannot go north.
I think that's in a different angle. This is a dead end.
I'm
Oh, okay.
Map-wise.
I see.
Like,
I see.
and we are close to Duratar. We could just turn some of this shit in.
Unleash them.
Yeah.
Almost have 2k
You mean
now.
we're close to? You mean close to Orgrimmar?
What did you say? Sorry?
Alone.
We're close to Orgrimmar, not
Yeah,
Duratar.
sorry. Fine. Yeah, absolutely.
My fang and claw.
Same shit, really, but no, it isn't. I know. Longer burb, yeah, longer burb.
Man.
Yep.
Heads will roll. Sweet.
I mean, Hex is just so fucking good. CC is always the best, right?
I feel you, man.
Always the best.
Does
Always
go.
best.
Does. Oh, we can buy shit here too. Fun.
I'm ready to try.
Oh, nice.
So they blew themselves up, you say?
Yeah, themselves.
Now
Yeah.
that's occupational commitment.
See?
Anyway, you done good, kid. Take these items.
Items.
It's the least I can do to repay you.
Not equipment, not strength and... Ooh, that sounds good.
I'm
That sounds
ready
relevant
to
to our
try.
interests.
I mean, yeah. This is essentially just getting new armor in WoW.
Don't worry. Be happy. My quarry nears.
Yeah, just keep...
Don't worry, be happy. There we go.
Yeah, just keep milking
Flush
that.
them out.
There we go. Okay, I can just drag it. Okay.
Unleash
I
my
feel like we
strength.
need to... I mean, Bash is good. But that is probably the worst item we got on us. You know what? We don't need to
On the
net people.
prowl.
How are you
I
doing?
got the righteous groove.
I mean, the slippers are nothing against the blood feather thing. What is this?
Yeah.
Arcane scroll? Could... Oh, not a mana pool.
You
Oh,
bet
could be good,
you'd
actually.
say.
Fuck.
What lies before
Shit.
me? Flush
Hell.
them out.
And heck, I guess we are dumping this thing.
Our paths converge.
Mm. I guess technically this does the same thing as the ogre strength thing, but
Unleash
let's see
my
what they have.
strength.
I mean, it is kind of replacing items with stronger items, so it makes sense.
Yeah,
as
but
well.
they stack though, so that's not worthwhile.
Yeah.
That's not worthwhile. Oh, wait, these are just... Oh, shit. Crown of Kings, eh? 7.5k.
My quarry
What were we gonna say? These are
Oh!
Voodoo Lounge. Okay.
Just XP. Oh, cool. And what's here then? Oh, we could just... Oh, shit. We can just hire help? We could just... Yes! We could just buy inventory. Actually, dude.
I'm
Actually,
ready to
though.
track.
I think we should.
I'm acting on instinct.
Just get a
Our
pack beast.
paths
Just get a donkey.
converge.
Donkey?
Yeah.
The caravans are safe at last. You've done well, warrior. The Horde owes you a great debt. Go to the armory down the way and tell them I sent you. They'll give you a choice of exotic items.
Give me or let me buy? There's a difference. You know
I
what?
think give.
Yeah, you know, yeah. Doesn't have an attack. That's fine. So you were gonna be number 2, and you were gonna have a move on. You know what? No,
What
I'm just
lies
gonna
before
manually
me?
you. All right.
I've got the scent.
No, incorrect.
On the prowl.
We got a donkey. A donkey.
I got donkey.
It's a real weird donkey.
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 I've got the scent.
The blinded donkey.
Oh, quest. Oh, okay. So we do get rewards. Armor by 5, attack rate by 20%. That'd be good on XR. Reduces damage taken from ranged attacks. Also increases armor. Grants bonus nearby units. Enhances hero's armor. Armor. I mean, attack speed. It's always glass cannon, right? Right?
Yeah, but then you don't have to heal as much if you get armor.
I mean, you get armor from this too. It's not like it's not armor. You know, it's man, attack speed is just
What lies before
yeah,
me?
yeah. Attack speed is just yeah.
Attack is
Ready
best
to
defense,
try.
or whatever they say.
Yes,
Flush them
absolutely.
out.
Attack speed is the best defense.
Unleash my strength.
Right. Now we got a lot of gloves. Maybe we should dump this thing. You know what? Let's dump
Our
that thing. There we
paths
go.
converge.
I mean, we have 3 gloves. Can't
My
wear them all,
quarry
can we?
nears.
I mean,
the prowl.
unless he has an extra hand somewhere.
Summer in his
Acting on
pocket,
instinct.
in his other set of pants.
I
Yeah.
wander alone. Our paths converge.
All right then.
I'm acting on instinct.
Next quest. Next
On the
fetch quest,
prowl.
which is an actual fetch quest.
Unleash the beast. I've got the scent. By fang and claw. Mangy cur.
Now we are very powerful.
Unleash the beast.
Shit.
Flush them out.
Right, I shouldn't put the donkey in harm's way.
What lies
No hurt,
before
donkey.
me?
Okay, so
I
this connects.
wander
Okay,
alone.
that's fine.
I wander alone.
So we are legally not in the Barrens at the
Unleash
moment,
my
right?
Strength. I'm acting on instinct. I've got the
Technically
scent.
not. Ooh.
By fang and claw.
Focus fire, guys.
Beast.
Always focus fire.
Mm-hmm.
Mangy cur.
Always be focusing fire.
Alright, int +2. I mean, probably better on Rokon, but
My quarry nears.
Rexor's gonna be with us though. You know what?
I mean, Rokan
No.
might be too.
Yeah, maybe. And Rokan, it is gonna be better.
I'm ready to track.
Alright.
I think we'll find more upgrades elsewhere. So
I mean, we can just grind for new books doing that.
Yeah.
Technically.
I
always,
wander alone.
always be grinding for books.
Yeah.
I'm acting on instinct.
ABGB.
Mangy cur.
Always be grinding books.
What lies
Always be
before
grinding
me?
books. We need a.
It would be cool if you could ride the Kodo as well, like for a short while.
Man, how many times are you gonna? Oh, I see. You're a little. She was a little resurrector. Kinky.
I feel your mind.
Kinky.
Flush them out.
Oh, now we fast.
On the prowl.
Be fast as fuck, boy.
I feel your mind. My pleasure.
If you are resurrected, you count as summoned, a summoned unit then.
You be tricksy.
Probably not. Should you?
If you're resurrected,
Yeah, should it be considered a summoned unit?
Unleash my strength.
depends on who you're summoned by.
Does it? Why? Wait, what the fuck's that?
Or
Oh. Ah, it's because the other save files are saved by the quest or the mission. And considering this is fairly free roam, I bet that's the map save, the map structure.
oh yeah, right.
Interesting. I figured that we were gonna do. I mean, if you have the power to actually save in an MMO, shouldn't you use it?
I've got the
Should
scent.
you not?
Our paths converge.
I mean, though, it's that this is not an MMO. This is-
No.
It's not online. It's not online. We can't meet other players
No, that's fair.
here.
He netted our
I'm ready
donkey?
to track.
Motherfucker.
How dare you net our donkey? Now, the punishment for that is death.
Apparently,
Just
I mean,
straight up death.
I've got
to be
the
fair,
scent.
every
I wander alone.
Eh!
fucking got him.
Ah, greetings, my friend. I am Chen Stormstout, humble brewmaster of Pandaria. I have traveled the wide world, searching for rare, exotic ingredients to use in my special brews. After all, good ale can solve all the problems of this world. Don't you agree?
All? Every single
Say,
one?
If you're free, I could use your help in locating some special ingredients for my latest brew. If you find the items on this list and bring them back
Oh
to
my
me,
god.
I'll let you sample my masterpiece.
Another fucking fetch quest.
And here's the thing, people there you go, folks. They had the idea of Pandorans and Pandaria
To track.
here.
Yeah,
It
he did.
might have been a joke, but Well, like a thrown off thing. But I will argue the same thing, and maybe some people will discourage me of this, and I'm not a Tolkien scholar or anything, but I will argue that the ring within the Hobbit
I'm acting on instinct.
was not meant to be the One Ring later on until Lord of the Rings was written.
Paths converge.
It wasn't meant to be the One Ring within. It was simply a ring that turns you invisible in the Hobbit.
I would not dispute that. It feels anticlimactic of Trinket when you see it in the Hobbit. Well, you don't see it in
Yeah.
the Hobbit, but you know what I mean.
It's like it only turns you sort of invisible, and it's there for there's a visibility ring that Gollum precious, but there is nothing I feel that indicates it being the One Ring. And I think so at least, but I think that people like no, that's not the point. Well, but then that perception of it might be from the movies, and the movies are different. Movies
Yeah.
came out after Lord of the Rings movies, which meant that they are colored by Lord of the Rings.
Hey, Fennec! Yeah,
Hello,
absolutely.
Fennec.
Absolutely. Yeah, sure, I'd buy that.
I'm acting on instinct.
Why are we killing bronze drakes? Aren't they?
Yeah, why are we
guys?
killing bronze snakes? Is that Norse Dormu?
It's a big dragon. I don't know who it is,
Fucking
but
hell, looks like it. Actually, kind of looks like him.
it's a big
Yeah.
lad. Why are we killing dragons?
Also, they should know about this. They should know of the fact that we are coming.
So, yeah, I guess they would. So, here's a little bit of ludonarrative dissonance. Rexar is a beastmaster. He likes the wild. He's a Luddite and a misanthrope, and he thinks that sapient races are only good for warfare, and he doesn't like warfare anymore, so he likes to live out in the wild with his good buddy the bear. What is the first thing that he starts doing the moment that another civilized race asks him, hey, could you go and do some fetch quests for us? Rexar says, yeah, sure, my dude. I'll just go out there and kill every animal I run across.
Gotta get that XP.
Look, this is something that has, with my advancing age, been more of a sore spot for me as far as MMOs or even RPGs go. That it seems like you need to be this massive fucking monster hero, like super duper guy, just to be able to walk from your front door to the outhouse in any RPG, because every bit almost, I mean, there are usually like rabbits and shit that are just there for a token non-hostile animal, but otherwise everything is hostile to you. Now that sort of shit kind of works in Fallout, but I don't feel like it jives in like Elder Scrolls. It doesn't work well in any universe except for when there's an actual state of war of things, you know?
Unleash the
It feels weird.
Yeah. But at the same time, he is sort of. I mean, I guess one could technically consider dragons not to be natural beasts. They are created by the sort of changed by the Titans and like infused with arcane power and everything. But
okay, in that case, there are like 3 indigenous creatures on the entirety of Azeroth.
I mean, well, kind of.
There's like a rabbits, trolls, and maybe a moth
Tauren.
somewhere around there, or an owl maybe.
Yeah, Tauren, I would also argue.
Okay, Tauren as well.
And goblins to an extent, but their intelligence was due to their exposure to Kajamite.
What lies
God.
before
So-
me?
Okay. Sobi Mask. Mana regeneration. That
I'm
sounds
ready
like
to
a thing for
try
you
your
to.
mind.
Oh no, Rokon's full. Rokon's thick. This is exactly why we brought the donkey.
Where's the donkey?
Donkey, take a slipper. Put a slipper in your pocket. And something else. I don't know if I can know, man. I betrixed it. Did you just call me a liar?
Unleash my strength.
Alright then. Well, we just murdered those dragons. I'm sure they're fine.
Yeah.
Everything is fine.
They'll be back in some timeline, maybe.
Will they? Will they though?
I wander alone. Flush them out.
I mean,
I don't know.
supposedly,
I've got the scent.
if they have the power of...
wander
What the
alone.
hell? Who set fire to this oil well?
My
Supposedly, if they have the power
warriors.
of time travel or time, shouldn't they be able to just quick save, quick load?
Our paths converge.
Isn't that part of
maybe?
the domain
got the
of
scent.
time travel?
What lies
I mean, they don't might not know game mechanics, you know, time, but
There we go. Man, this ability, the Snake Ward in Dota, is just so fucking sick because you put up one of those wards in a tight circle around the hero that you put him on, and you just absolutely lock him down. It's so fucking good. It's so fucking good.
Flush them out.
See, now we got more of this fell shit.
Alone.
Can't tell me that's not fell shit.
Unleash my strength. I've got the scent. Unleash my strength.
Murderous old. No! Something attacked our donkey.
For me.
oh no.
Stop!
Yeah, it's Cobalt. Of course, it's fucking Cobalt.
Yeah, of course it's fucking kobolds. Aren't you pro cobalt? I thought you were pro
Yes, but
cobalt.
not these Cobalts. I am very attached to certain Cobalts, but not these Cobalts.
This kind. Oh, what is?
I retract my statement.
It's just bigger Wilkin. Okay.
Warriors.
They're
Yeah.
like all the animals. Like, which animal do you want your thing to be? Oh, everyone. Every single one of them.
Enraged.
Flush them out. I'm acting on instinct. Unleash the beast.
Okay.
Healthy! More health? Seems like a
Oh.
thing for you, bud. Increases life generation. Yeah, sure.
What
And a health
lies
potion,
before
too.
me?
Does double
Wonderful.
duty.
On the
Does two
prowl.
things. That's utility. That's value. Oh, shit. No. Be other thing.
Be something else.
Yeah. Oh no, now Rokan is tanking? That's dumb.
Gotta be Rexar. I mean, he's such a tank. Well, I mean, Hunters are usually DPS, but
I mean, yeah, isn't the whole point of Misha that she should be the tank?
yeah.
Hypothetically.
I mean, especially she's a bear as well. She got the tenacity.
Resistant
tenacity,
skin, if I may.
No, but tenacity is one of the natures. Like they have specific pets for specific purposes. Like there is one that's like cunning. What's it called? Is it ferocity? Yes, ferocity and tenacity, and they all have different things. Like they're different in the ways of how they do damage or heal or poisonous and stuff like that.
I just always did owls because I think owls are fucking cool.
I mean, yeah. I mean, my favorite currently is the what's they called? Like the blue ravens, that are in Outland.
Blue ravens? Some kind
Yeah,
of a
like
fucking
big-
nether raven?
My quarry warriors.
Excuse
hello.
me? What do you mean
Thunder
Thunder
Phoenix.
Phoenix? Feels
That's like combining a phoenix and a thunderbird.
like, like, what the hell is even that? What is even that?
I like it though. I think it's cool.
Das Dingo.
Ooh, that's
I mean, isn't essentially, you know, we have in
What lies before me?
what's it called in Avatar, we have the firebenders. I'm not talking about the blue ones. I'm talking about the blue avatars. I'm talking about the Avatar Last Airbender now. We have the firebenders. They can wield lightning. So, because it's concentrated fire.
Yeah, that's the argument, at least. Oh shit, maybe we took on too much here. Got another ad break coming in. Do we want to run that? Maybe we should. It's been 2 hours. I could take a tinkle.
Yeah, sure.
Just
Yeah, me
freeze it
too.
there while we're getting our ass handed to us. Yeah, you know what? Let's take a little break, chat. We're gonna switch it over to break. Twitch is gonna do its thing while we are gonna grab some more to drink and take a tinkle, and we will be right back here in like 2-3 minutes, give or take. Please don't go anywhere, and if you do, make sure that you touch grass, cycle your fluids, you know, generally just take care of yourselves, and we will be right back shortly. So until then, see you soon, chat. Bye. And we're back, chat. Good lord.
Was that 3 minutes?
Nah, it wasn't. Twitch chat is weird. Or Twitch is weird. I shouldn't. That's not your fault, chat. Twitch is weird. You set up an interval where the ads are gonna run, and if you want less money to go to Amazon and more money to go to yourself, you take control of that shit. And you could either have shorter more often or a long one 3 minute every hour. It's just that Twitch doesn't run the full 3 minutes for some god awful reason. I don't know.
Oh, goddamn it, Twitch. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, it's less ads. It's good,
Yeah.
technically. Anyway, we're back. Let's see if we can unfuck ourselves from this Thunder Phoenix circumstance. I think we can just run away. Actually, run away for realsies. Yeah, give them. Oh shit, Rokan is dying too. Oh, come on.
Yeah, we may have hunked ourselves here, yeah.
Oh, they disengaged.
What
Good.
lies
Okay,
before
good.
me?
Didn't we have a healing
paths
fountain somewhere around
converge.
here? Or was it way back? Oh, it was way back. Oh, no. Oh, shittles.
I'm acting on instinct.
Acting on instinct? I hope that the respawns are just not gonna pop up around us, because that was a curse in World of Warcraft.
Unleash my strength.
Yeah,
Das Ding.
I don't think so. I think it's like when we are not seeing.
Yeah.
I mean, they pop up.
Yeah, I think so too. It's just one of those things that I remember with a non-zero amount of trepidation, just standing around there too long, and then suddenly just pops up a spawn right on you.
I'm
Yeah.
ready to track.
Especially if it's like a boss.
Oh yeah. Oof. Oof.
And you're like standing there like, okay, I just beat this thing. I'm going to go for my inventory, everything. And then suddenly you hear yourself, oh, I'm marked for attack. Oh, it's the boss again. Hi.
Track.
Yeah.
You bit tricksy.
Alrighty then. But maybe we should just pop this. Yeah, fuck it. Let's go.
What lies before me?
Okay, let's see if we can do this now.
I've got the scent.
We're gonna go pig first things
I
first,
wander
though.
alone.
Not donkey.
My
Pig.
quarry nears.
Different thing.
Unleash my strength.
And maybe aggro with Misha?
Flush the
Where's our Kodo? Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay, we're fine.
my quarry nears. Unleash the beast. My fang and claw.
At least they don't do the actual Phoenix thing. That's nice of them.
Yeah, they're being resurrecting. Yeah, exactly.
She now has Mole. I mean, obviously, we're
That
upgrading Misha.
pig is on fire.
Yeah, it's fine.
It has,
Everything's
it has some
fine.
bacon later.
What lies before
Right, we need to
me?
resummon her. Even bigger and now. Oh, bigger Mole. Okay.
I'm ready to track. Unleash my
Is there anything in? Oh, right, there was. There was a circlet of some
converge.
such.
Flush them out.
Some such.
I've got the scent.
More fucking
I'm
burbs.
acting on instinct.
Well, a lot of fucking burbs.
Yeah, maybe too many burbs. Could you fucking not? Oh shit, you can't. Oh no, run
Oh,
away!
that's a fucking Phoenix Lord.
Wait, how does that work? Greater
Unleash my
Phoenix.
strength.
Right, maybe we shouldn't have upgraded Misha, considering that she's not actually in this fight.
No, yeah, she can't. Right.
She can't reach. She's standing there like a red panda trying to open a door. Just beep beep. beep.
Let me fight you. Come down here. Pick us up on your own height.
Have you seen that video of the red panda wanting to open a door? Just standing bouncing, trying to reach. It's so fucking cute.
I have not.
Oh, you haven't? You need to see that. Red panda tries to open door. It's so fucking cute. Okay. Come on. Let's get ourselves some more. Yeah, let's top us off.
Das Dingo.
Das Dingo indeed.
My quarry nears.
And, pig? Yeah, pig. Yeah, pig. Yeah, just pig. Just pig
What
things.
lies before me?
Just pig things.
Flush them out. On the prowl.
Pig thing.
I'm ready to track.
Pig thing. Let's go.
Pig thing. Can we actually do this?
Yeah, of course you can.
No mercy.
Misha!
You bit tricksy. You bit tricksy.
See, we're fine.
Our paths converge.
We're fine. See, we're fine. Can we get a mount?
Quarry nears.
Abidjaman.
Can we get a mount?
Worry. Be happy.
He's gonna just put that in a beer?
My strength.
Apparently.
C is alive!
Mangy
Hi C, welcome back.
unleash.
Z, do you know anything about
I wander alone.
Nazgrim in Vanilla WoW, or in Cataclysm, I guess you could say, or Bismutheria, and the Nazgrel that is the Nazgrel that is mentioned here. Are they the same person? Are they the same?
Ready
person, or is that like father and son thing, or is there a brother thing? I don't know. I might have to just email Noble about this because this is driving me nuts.
No more
You
healing
could
yet.
potentially Google this, but yeah. Maybe someone has Googled that before. Probably.
Yeah, just Google it. Is Naskel Nasgrim?
I've got the scent.
Yeah.
Is
Actually, you know, fuck it,
AB.
I'm gonna Google it now. Is
AB.
Nas well is one that's been that's grim in
Fang and claw. Unleash the beast. I wander alone. What lies before me?
Oh
I'm
shit,
acting
they
on
respawned.
instinct.
All the ads respawned. I don't think they'll be the same orc.
Mangy cur.
Oh no, they are the right. No, they are the different. They're different people.
Okay.
Uh,
Completely
'cause-
different people or just vaguely different people?
No, vaguely different people. Because he is an advisor to Thrall, and he can be found in Hellfire Peninsula on Outland.
No. Well, I guess he's doing a lot of advisory there.
Yeah,
Is he though?
just because that I'm gonna go find him next time I'm playing. To wave at him.
We were.
I don't think they'll
Oh, we
be
missed
the same
something.
orc. No, you're right. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Sid. Because they just like advisor to the war chief. I was like, okay, so I guess all of the war chiefs have to have someone with the name start with Naz as their advisor, closest bodyguard or something.
It's a very common name. It's like Steve among orcs, essentially.
Yeah, exactly. Or peon number 2.
Doesn't that get confusing? No, look, Marklar? Yes. That's a very old South Park joke. So we did miss a little angle down here, I think. We missed this. And...
Oh.
Because I'm looking at all this shit. How do we get here?
I don't know.
Not through there. That is wall, that is wall, that is wall, that is... Okay. Yeah.
Maybe can you go there?
Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
Mm.
You betray.
Maybe that's just a part of the map that is like you cannot reach it.
Look at how much gold we have. We can buy so many
Oh, yeah,
cool
we can-
items.
Yeah. We need those items though. That's the
Yeah.
other question.
Totally.
We need the transmog.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's all I like. That's why I'm gathering just resources these days. Is to upgrade. It's not really to upgrade my equipment or my items. It's just like to, because I want cool transmogs.
Yeah.
In
Transmog
Wildcard.
really blew it up. Yeah, I love that too. I did the dungeons when I was playing my Worgen just for the transmogs.
Mm.
I was like, oh, I want to run this low tier, shit tier dungeon. Why? There's nothing cool in there. There's a specific armor set that looks really cool.
Yeah, and there's some other sets that looks better on certain certain races. Like, for example, take old items and put them on a Worgen. It looks ridiculous. It looks like these are not made. For
Oh,
Worgen.
right. Pre-cataclysm stuff, you're thinking?
Yeah.
Flush them out. Flush them out.
Yeah, exactly. He is, but before that, before Nasgrave was one of the 4 horsemen, he was the closest confidant of War Chief Garrosh Hellscream, and he actually died because of his loyalty in the Siege of Orgrimmar. He was one of the bosses, and then he was resurrected as one of the 4 horsemen, together with Jerry Mograine. And I mean, he was also resurrected together at the same time, sort of, with Sally Whitemane, which was one of the leaders of the Scarlet Crusade, who died in Cataclysm. I think that's like a bit ironic.
Sally what who sits?
Whitemane.
Oh.
She has the one of the women in World of Warcraft that has less lore about her, non-specific lore, but she has so much fan art.
Oh yeah.
Probably one of the most
I wander alone.
most like characters with most fan art in all of WoW, except for like Jaina or Sylvanas. And that's because of her design.
Now I need to look. What did you say her name was? Sally.
Sally Whitemane.
Sally Whitemane. Oh. Okay, I get it. Yeah, I get it. I immediately get it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you see, you get it.
I immediately get it. Yeah, I would also like to be stepped on by Mommy Bishop. I get it. I fucking get it. Yeah. Holy shit. That's not safe for TOS. Hi. Let's
Nope.
get back to the game.
See what did I tell you? There's a reason why there's so much fan art around her.
Scans.
Yeah, same with the last spot in Scarlet Monastery. Exactly, but I think she was added as the last boss within Cataclysm, I believe.
Wait.
Because
wait.
before that,
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
what?
No, I'm seeing Fedegate of Whitemane's Chapeau. Oh, Chapeau fame. I read that as something completely different. Chapeau fetish, and I was like, what the fuck is that?
And I'm sure that's a thing somewhere in the world.
Yeah, it's gotta be. What is it, Rule 34? Rule 36? Rule 69 it should be, but, you know, here we are.
I've got the scent.
Vanilla was just High Inquisitor Whitemane. I don't know if they ever got it. If we ever got it first, no.
Yes.
But in also Vanilla, it was Darian Mulgraine's.
I'm acting on instinct.
It was Mulgraine's brother, Renault, who was the last boss as well. And canonically, he died by the hand of his brother, who was wielding Ash. Wait, what is it? I'm completely blanking on the name of Ashmaker? Ashbringer? Ashbringer. I think it was, yeah, Ashbringer.
Where's our donkey?
Oh, maybe you can't bring him into a dungeon?
This
Bullshit.
must be the valley Drekthar spoke of.
Oh, another dungeon.
This shouldn't be too difficult.
I can't get over that they actually have dungeons
Our paths
in this
converge.
game, in this
Yeah,
spin-off.
that is very cool.
Ooh, plus 15, you say?
15?
Yeah.
How much money was that?
2-4. But we, our inventories are kind of thick.
Take your time.
What is
Look
this?
around.
Yeah, but-
Disposal.
What lies
Like getting
before
15
me?
plus damage from Rexar will be kind of cool. I mean, and we can just give one item to
Yeah, but I
Rokan.
don't know which though.
I hear you.
The corrupted one. Because
Track. Mangy cur.
yes, corrupted one. Exactly, yeah. Because that is the only one you can retrieve in the game at that time. At the time of vanilla, that was the only version of Ashbane you could get. And then if you bring it to Scarlet Monastery, the canonical ending would play out where the ghost of Alexandros Mograine would kill his own son by chopping off his head.
That doesn't sound very nice.
No, it's not very nice, but you know, Renault killed him, so...
Shimmerweed. I'll need to gather 5 more bushels. I'm acting on instinct. I've got the scent.
Oh, what was that? Pig? Wait.
Yeah,
oh
exactly, see.
no, pig died.
Our
No.
paths converge.
All the people bow at you when you do that. You just walk in and everyone's just bowing down. It's like letting you walk up to Renault, and then the ghost of his father kills him.
This game is loud to me. Ugh.
I've got the
There
scent.
we go. Just pump us a little bit. Misha is a little rough.
What
Rough.
lies before me?
More shimmerweed? How much
I'm
shimmerweed do we
acting on
need?
instinct.
We need the 6 bushels. So
Oh, right.
we need
6.
4 more.
God, fuck. Okay.
Unleash.
So why are there pigs running around there? Why are there domesticated pigs?
Well, they don't want to be here too.
Yeah, but
Right?
they're domesticated animals. They're pigs. They're not
Our paths converge.
I mean, I
warthogs
guess
or
that
boars.
I guess they've been some caravans here. I don't know. Stormworm. I mean, alright. It is a lizard, I guess.
Yeah. Shit. Oh, so that's what happens. Ooh, okay. We'll just stay away from Rexar then. He's even regenning. That's kind of funny. That Storm Shield is a weird one.
But wait, does that damage?
Not him. Everyone around him though.
Boring years.
Okay, even our allies. All right.
I mean, that was one of the Stormworm put that on us. We didn't do it.
Oh, okay. I see.
I'm acting on instinct. On the prowl.
Oh, that's a big one.
That's another one of them. Gonna turn him into a piggy. And then maybe stun? There we go. Boots of speed, you say? Movement rate is always best. Fuck! In that case... Oh, God damn it.
I wander alone.
Oh, we need a donkey!
What lies
Donkey!
before me? Our paths converge.
Okay.
Donkey?
Yeah, we could really use a donkey right now.
Mm-hmm. Getting there. He just turned into raccoon. That's not good enough.
I'm ready.
And
to
we're
try.
thick, so no no happy jiving, man.
I'm acting on instinct.
Unhappy jiving, man.
I've got the scent. I
Now I'm not
wander
even picking up the
alone.
green items. That's how
I've got
rich
the
I
scent.
become.
That's how further on you progressed in the game.
Yeah.
Paths
The green items.
I'm acting
It's
on
gotta be at least purple, man.
Yeah, otherwise it's not worth my time.
on the prowl.
Yeah.
I would argue that's more Diablo or Diablo
got the scent.
rationale.
Our paths converge.
Yeah, I mean, though, eventually, wow, you turn to that. You see a green item or even a blue item, you're like, that's not gonna be my item level. Sorry. Nope, not gonna work.
On the prowl.
Z, what's your... Okay, first, what is your opinion right now of Siren Isle, now that you've been there a bit? And what is your item level currently?
Item level is essentially dick size in World of Warcraft, right?
I'm acting on
Yeah.
instinct.
Just yes.
Our paths
Just plain yes. I know.
I mean, it's not only bad because of the raid. There are cool mounts and cool some story bits that are there, and 609, I think. Okay. Nice. I'm currently at 620. Yeah.
I wander alone.
I
Jesus Christ, Fennec. Jesus fucking Christ. Oh yeah, 40% sexy with 60% analysis, indeed.
I'm acting on instinct. Our paths converge.
wonderful. Never change. No, yeah, but I don't care about item level, honestly. I mean, I started out recently, maybe now that I've actually sort of, I'm gonna be getting item levels is just a fun thing. But it's like, again, some people treat it religiously. If you're like below a certain level, they're like, you are not worthy of this game.
Yeah, don't even.
You're not
talk
worthy
me.
to raid with us. Okay, sorry.
You only have item level 420. Don't even talk to me or my child ever again.
No, it's like, and people will like, if you're this class and have chosen this talent tree, you are not worthy of being in our raid group. Like,
Oh.
get out.
Like if I played a melee hunter, for example.
I'm ready to try.
Well, that's just common sense,
I got there right,
honestly,
just
to
groove.
not include that one.
Okay, sure, sure. Attack speed. I mean, agility gives him attack speed, so I don't want to. Maybe 3 agility is too little. How much? How much attack speed is this?
Be happy.
I mean,
15%. I think agility
that's
is just gonna be. Yeah, but agility is just gonna give. It's gonna give attack damage too and armor apparently.
yeah, but also the amount of attacks you can do though. Is,
Yeah, but he gets them
mean,
from
that-
agility, so it feels like I'm. I don't know what 50% is, you know?
Lies before me.
Feel you, man.
I don't know how it translates. Oh well.
Oh.
Fuck it.
Wait, how many bushels do we need?
Unleash my
6? I
strength.
think we
done?
got them all. Yeah, I think so. We can
Okay.
check. What is it, F9? No, incorrect. Still need a Thunder Water. That sounds... Yeah, we got them all. We got the Thunder Herb. And we call it Herb because there's a fucking H in it.
I wander
Okay,
alone.
instance transition. Let's see here, Fanny. Back when I stopped playing in late Wrath of the Lich King, if you wanted to join pretty much any pickup, even just for dungeons, you'd have to have the right build and the right gear score. It was really bad. Sounds bad. Sounds really elitist. Especially to us melee hunters. Like if you were Druid and were at Resto with X gear score, you were not getting any event anywhere.
Yep, that sounds about right. Except for if you're a mage, because everyone loves mages. Like, please, I want a mage because like of your DPS, but also because you can make portals to these raids or dungeons.
Oh, yeah,
Well,
right. Or just
mages.
hire the mage just to have them cook food for you.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah, exactly.
That I remember. That was dumb. Mangy cur, he says.
Flush them out. Our paths converge.
Mage has S
Oh.
tier CC. Stormreaver Necrolite.
And Ogre Lord.
Necrolite.
But
Sounds bad. I don't want to hire
Unleash my
him.
Strength.
He put Stormreaver Necrolite on his CV.
I wander
On his
alone.
resume. I'm not hiring that.
My glory.
yeah, no, I'm not complaining that. See, I'm just saying that like that can make people sort of I'm better than everyone else because I'm a mage.
My fang and claw.
yeah, yeah, I forgot to fed up because I did that as well. I did that in my first time in a dungeon, and people were like, "Dude, Hunter, what the fuck are you doing?" I was like, "What? I didn't do anything. Go ahead, like take off the aggro on your
The prowl.
on your pet." I was like, "Really? That's a thing?" Okay.
I wander alone.
I mean, because I was a little baby when I started playing.
Our
Okay.
paths converge. What lies
It's just a little
before me?
baby. It's just a little baby.
Unleash
What is
my
here?
Strength.
And what is... Oh, it's another scene transition we haven't unlocked yet.
On the prowl.
Let's go break some cages.
Unleash the beast.
I mean, we were, yeah, I was, absolutely, yeah.
Mangy cur.
When I started playing when it released, so I was, what, 19?
Unleash the beast. Mangy cur.
I did not.
My fang and claw.
No! Stop hurting my donkey!
Ready to track.
Also, just got free shaman, by the way,
My quarry
Nice.
ears.
apparently. He's just bloodlusting for the hell of it, yeah, he's just bloodlusting for
Yeah.
the hell of it.
I started playing. I mean, I was here's this sort of a quick funny thing happened, but
Unleash my strength.
the reason why we discovered that I needed glasses was because of WoW.
What, you
we
couldn't
were playing-
tell where your pet was running around?
No, it was because I didn't use any add-ons or anything, as I never had. But the
On instinct.
I was playing on a big screen. I was plugging my computer up to a big, like basically a TV screen and setting on it with a desk thing with a keyboard on and mouse and everything. And my parents noticing that as I was playing, I was squinting so hard on the screen to read what the text said. Like, oh, what's the lore here? What's the information? And then we're like, well,
I wander
it looks like you
alone.
might need glasses. It's like, really? Okay.
That's kind of
So that's
shit. It's kind of a weird thing, right? Because you never really, because it's standard. That's how the world looks to you, right? This is just, oh well, I didn't. Well, it's the world supposed to have more polygons than this?
Before me.
Who says?
You bit tricksy. Flush them out.
Another
it is.
dungeon, by the way.
Oh really?
I mean, looks like it.
Yeah. It's yeah, no, it was a weird thing. It's like, okay, so I have I mean, I probably would have needed glasses anyway, but I think that it helped. I think I got glasses earlier than when I was maybe supposed to, because I was the one earliest in my family. Pets being especially touchy during the Sulguru blood play days. Yeah.
I remember
Yeah, exactly.
that.
Being patient zero. Yeah.
I remember that. Sulguru was the only dungeon or raid or whatever you want to call it that I really grinded, and I was playing Sulguru. Sulguru was the troll thing, right?
Yeah.
I really wanted that bow. When I was that was back in the day when I played my Night Elf Hunter, and I wanted the bow real fucking bad, and I never got it. By the way, but we ran that raid or dungeon. I don't even know which it was. So many goddamn times, and I don't think I was ever in a group that actually finished it. It was right on the cusp, right on the meta, and trying to finish Sulgurub. And I remember that blood plague, and I remember people saying, dude, just don't use your pet for this. Just keep it at home. That was legitimately studied by epidemiologists. Yeah, yeah, now that you mentioned that, Fennec, yeah, I seem to remember hearing about that too, which is absolutely wild.
Yeah, it's I mean, there's whole like discussions about it.
Yeah,
and
I think I am
it had on like how we,
I think I am talking about the Manicure Sting. Sorry, buddy. Go ahead.
yeah. And like studies have been done by like how people react in pandemics and everything, and the fact that we have empirical knowledge of it, and in a game file now, which is like we can look back at it, and we have the chats and everything, and we can sort of see how people did react to it, and then we can simulate it in a safe environment as well, which is kind of super interesting, and that WoW has helped with that. And it's like, yeah,
there have been a few occasions of that sort of bleed over from game design into academia. The other example that I know of is that CCCP, I think that's the correct amount of C's, the people who made EVE Online, who makes EVE Online in Iceland, they had, at one point when I was playing EVE Online, they had a full-time economist on staff that was only there to study the free market economy on display in EVE Online, because there was no equivalent of supply and demand. It was essentially an aquarium, a terrarium of free market economics, in a way that you could never really get in the real world, because it was a controlled system. You had full information on all consumption, all production, all that data was available to you. And he even sat and followed how trade hubs were affected by the politics between the players, just as essentially a tenured position at a university. It was his research position.
I'm acting on instinct.
Welcome back, Cryptics. 2 more hours of streaming, yes. Sorry, no. We are, oh, we're actually coming up on it. A little bit.
It sounds like something or someone is riling up those lizards. I'll look into it myself. Well, at least my potion is complete. Here, take a few vials of it. It'll serve you well.
I don't want any goddamn potions.
we got some posts now. Be happy.
I don't want any goddamn potions.
Now we can return to Thrall.
Yeah. Donkey.
I'm ready.
Donkey! I guess we should. We still have... I mean, we have a bunch of black stuff on the map. And apparently we're racist
acting on
against black
instinct.
stuff on map. But yeah, let's just. Hi, buddy.
Unleash my strength. Our paths
Hi, Moses.
converge.
Exclamation mark.
Thromkar, Rexar. The others tell me you've been a great help to them. I appreciate all you've done for
That's
us.
one hell of an axe.
Thromkar Rexar. I spoke to Thrall about the humans encroaching on our lands. I, for one, don't trust them
Humans?
at all. I'd like you to report to our outlying watch post and meet with my lieutenant, Garthok. I need to know if they've spotted any suspicious activity along the border.
Okay, before we do anything, what is that pig doing there?
What pig? Oh, there. Having the time of his life, honestly.
Like, what the hell? Is that a pigsty just up on the tower on the side of a tower? He's just... And he has nowhere to go. It looks like a Danish pig farm. And like, what the hell?
Safe from harm. Has food. Doesn't need to move.
How did
Just
they get him up there, though?
carried him, I guess.
I guess. Carried him or
They have
something.
magic here. They can do stuff. They can levitate stuff.
Yes. Strange brew. I thought there was something marked down here, but apparently not. But now we're actually... Are we going up that route that we hadn't gone before? Or how do we get up there? How do we get up there? There. Is there here? Is... No, I can't tell. There? Here? There? Somewhere.
I mean, should we
Did we just miss shit?
bear?
I don't
Maybe
know.
you did.
Care Bear? There?
Maybe it wasn't there before.
Hair
I don't know.
Bear. I don't know, man. Are they changing up the maps on us? What the hell?
I think we just need to like the route that was there before. I think it looked like a road there. Take.
Have you guys seen the Skyrim brain rot videos? Makes you feel old and sad for the new generation. I don't know what you're referring to, and now I'm afraid to ask.
Yeah, me too.
Before me.
I did see a video. The latest Skyrim video that I saw was someone comparing the Avowed to Skyrim, and all the little mechanical things that Avowed seemed to lack, and they compared it to it being in Skyrim. Which, I mean, I can kind of see the argument, right? At this point, that game design has sort of gone backwards in the past, what, 14 years, 15 years? 14, it came out in 11, right? 11. Wasn't that the release of Skyrim? I think it was.
Yeah. I mean, they just remade it into several other like ports or
Again?
what's it called? Platforms. I
Fucking
mean, they're
again?
just doing that like to every single like platform they can find.
Supposedly there's a new Elder Scroll coming out, though.
Yeah. When that is coming out, we'll see. Maybe I'll be on the first on it. So like, okay, what's their religious interpretation here?
I mean, I want innovation to be added to that formula. The first-person RPG needs to be innovated on, and you can't just roll Skyrim all over again. Let's hear, Fennec. As a huge Pillars of Eternity fan, I was so excited for a while, but I'm kind of dreading now that it's going to be vanilla as hell. Yeah, dude, what? When I heard, was it you, Fennec, or someone else that told me that Avowed was in the Pillars of Eternity universe? And I'm like, ooh, that could be cool. And then I asked the question, what are they doing mechanically different than Skyrim? Didn't get an answer to that. And from what I've seen,
Yeah, it looks like a sort of a you know a low budget version of Skyrim because it feels like I saw some videos of people like comparing them side by side, for example, with like just like small detail things like you can attack guards
that's
or
the
you
one I
can
saw.
destroy pottery things in Skyrim,
Mhm.
but you can't do that in Avowed. Like
Yeah.
it's no interaction with the background, which is like it's lifeless.
Which is that is a fairly niche mechanical thing, right? That you want to attack guards and stuff, but still the fact that you had so much more granularity in Skyrim. And remember that Skyrim is not the most granular Elder Scrolls game. If you keep going back, Oblivion was a little chunky. It's not my favorite, but look at Morrowind. The amount of granularity that you had in Morrowind was absolutely insane. And we've had that conversation on other occasions. I at least remember that we had that conversation while me and Kirtap, another good buddy of mine that I used to play a lot of games with, he has a child now, so not as often. We played the Transport Tycoon, Open TTD, on stream, like a year ago. And it was really cool. It's a really cool game, but that came out in like 93 or 94, and there's still not a single management game that manages to recreate the amount of granularity and physics in that game. And that's from 94, right? It's as old as this game, essentially. No, right, it's 10 years old. Fuck, it's 30 years old. Oh my fucking god. Oh boy. In 30 years, nothing has managed to reach that amount of granularity. I have other game examples for that. Is anyone old enough to have played Gangsters Organized Crime?
No.
It's such a cool fucking game. I don't know when it came out, but there's never been anything like it, and it just doesn't work anymore. Okay, chat, you need to look at this thing. This is the manual of it. It is so fucking cool. It is written as if it is a old-time newspaper. The amount of interactions you get with different orders, with going legit, it's just so much, and no game even comes close these days. It is so goddamn sad that user friendliness and graphics have, in my mind, completely taken over mechanical interaction. At least in some regards. I mean, we still have like Kerbal Space Agency, which I still need to play. Besiege, which has physics engine that are just insane. But as a general rule, you have a degradation of mechanical complication and interaction.
I mean, I would argue that Santa Monica is still doing a lot of good stuff.
Which?
Santa Monica Studios?
Games. What have they done?
God of War.
Oh. I mean, I never finished the reboot, and I never finished
the
reboot.
Reboot?
Yeah, the Norse one.
What are you talking about, reboot?
I would argue that that's a reboot, yeah.
It's not a reboot.
No, it's
not a reboot of the original.
Yeah. Is it made by the... Okay, a few questions. Is it made by the same studio?
Yes.
Is it? Really? Because there are quite a few years between God of War 3 and God of War. Just the fact that they call it God of War instead of God of War 4, that's a little bit of an indication that it's a aesthetical reboot. The fact that they're moving away from the Greek to the Norse also seems to suggest that there's kind of a reboot. Character development, absolutely not. I'm all there for you. It's not a reboot, sure. But a lot of the production standards, a lot of the structure around it, the distance within the installments in the IP, there's a lot of elements to it, and I don't know what to call that departure other than a reboot. I don't have a better name for it. Do you have one?
Reimagining.
Isn't that as problematic to use as a term as reboot, though? Because it doesn't it's again, it still works within the same framework and the same story that the original.
But I mean, because here's the thing: reboot for me is that they are rebooting it, starting from the beginning.
Yeah.
Or like starting from they're essentially like rebooting it, like they did with the DC universe. And which meant that everything that existed before the New 52 was sort of erased.
Yeah, I agree. It's not a good term. I just don't know
Yeah.
what else to use for it. But yeah.
Reimagining for me is that it takes what is already here, they're reimagining it. They're doing something else with it, like whole new mechanics, whole new setting, different character development, and for another kind of audience.
It's better maybe, but still not completely sold. But either way, that's nomenclature, academic nomenclature too. But how do we get into this? You mentioned a game that had increased its granularity, its mechanical granularity. No, you mentioned a studio. So do you want to use God of War as an example of that?
I want to use God of War as an example of fighting against degradation in game mechanics. In still, like, because the AI companion was very much like to another sort of level. Even how the story, and also the fact that like it was a movie. I don't know. I just feel like yes, there is definitely a degradation in game mechanics, but not all the game studios are looking for the cheap way out. Some people are actually reimagining what how mechanics can be used, and be it, I'm not saying that it's like, oh, it's gonna invent the wheel over again, but it's gonna improve the wheel instead of just, oh, let's put the bare minimum on the wheel so that it can run.
That's not necessarily what I'm saying, that it's always bare minimum. Good night, C. Hope you'll have an amazing weeks.
Let's see.
Weeks? You all have amazing weeks? I mean, we'll probably see each other soon enough, right? But
Yeah,
yeah,
I
you
hope
too,
so.
C. You too, C. So it's not half-assing it. That's not really what I'm complaining about. I'm not saying that modern gaming since, 94, has been progressively just lazying it up. It's just that there has been a increasing focus on not even focus, a productional and a cultural aim to simplify gaming systems and now we're talking mechanical interactions, system interactions, as opposed to creating wildly complex system interactions to the point where the developers don't have control over them anymore. The example that I would bring up as a modern outlier would be Dwarf Fortress, for example. That may be just one of the most complex games that's ever been made, mechanically speaking. And that is still being developed. It's not an old product. It is absolutely still being worked on and fixed. But take the RPG genre, for example. Compare the Elder Scrolls, for example, and you will see fairly quickly that with each new installment, the systems have become more and more shallow. The worlds have become prettier, but having less granularity to the world. Not necessarily your interaction to the world, but definitely to the world at large. So that's considering we got into this debating, Skyrim versus Avowed, and also bringing up management games. There are outliers. They're mostly indie market. Again, take RimWorld, for example, or again, Dwarf Fortress. Dwarf Fortress is old. Yeah, it is, but it's still in development, and it's not 30 years old. So, yeah, sure, and it comes from people of my generation that want that sort of granularity. I'm just saying that there has been, I think there's been a priority, not just in the gaming industry, but in the gamer public, to want less deep but more polished products, which results in lesser granularity, in the game mechanics. Fewer systems that interact with one another in less complex manners. Because if you compare to Transport Tycoon or Gangsters Organized Crime, there's just nothing that does that. They are so opaque that you kind of have to run them on lore, because you have no idea what the percentages are, you have no idea about the mechanics. And maybe that's not a great game design choice to make a game that opaque, but
I'm acting on instinct.
and maybe it's not as deep as one would have thought or one would think,
I wander alone.
but it feels like it. And there keeps being new things that you discover with it every time you pick it up.
On the prowl.
It's just, I mean, for example, take Gangsters Organized Crime, for example. It's split in an organizational phase where you set up what's going to happen in the week. And then that week plays out in a grid network with houses. And the world map, or the city map, is, of course, divided into residential districts and then commercial districts of different URAs. Like, I don't know, 50 to 100 different sort of commercial real estate ventures, everything from soda shops to lawyers' offices and the whole shebang. And just one little bit of this, how you set up an illegal business is kind of explained in the manual, but poorly. You need to buy the business in front, you need to go and buy the business on the inside of the block, and here's the thing. There are like, I don't know, 12 or 15 different illegal properties that you can set up, everything from prizefighter ring to teamsters to speakeasies to moonshine stills. How safe those are going to be from federal investigation is going to depend on what kind of front you have. There are no tags, there is no description with the front or the illegal business on what would fit. You're going to have to wing it based on your knowledge of what the business is. So, for example, you want to set up a moonshine still, you want to produce alcohol. Okay, what the hell kind of business do I want in front of this? Ice cream parlor? Maybe not. Soda shop? Maybe that has liquids. A drugstore? Potentially, because they bring in, chemical material. I don't know. Something along those lines. But you don't know, and maybe that opaqueness gives the illusion of being deep and granular. But there's still this sort of, maybe it is the mystery, I don't think so, but that could absolutely be a factor in the perception of it being deep. But there's just so much to it. And it's all knowledge that you sort of organically grow from being knowledgeable about being, in Gangster's case, a mafia boss. It's not something that you could just have the game tell you. You should use these fronts or pick a front with this little tag. And maybe it is a transparency thing, but it just feels like an entirely different thing. We are about to pick up a new mission here. Is this a good place maybe to call it for tonight?
My quarry nears.
We could. Otherwise, we can pick up the quest and see what it's about.
Yeah. Probably gonna go and say hi to Jaina. Oh, who's this tall boy?
Thrumka, warrior. We haven't seen any signs of human activity, but the local quillboars have been getting bolder. There is an observatory nearby that helps us spot potential threats. You might want to check it out. But be warned, the quillboars roam the entire area. Gold Kosh, if only there was a way to root them out, we could end their threat once and for all.
That wasn't great line delivery, gotta say.
No.
But
I agree.
What's going on with his mace?
Cool mace.
Oh,
I'm actually gonna look
it's like
up
a spear
our-
and a mace? I don't fucking know, man. Good night, cats.
I feel you, man.
Ah, I see. Okay.
Okay.
Right. Is that Razor Hill then?
Huh?
Yeah, it's gotta be. Yeah, it's gotta be. You're right. Yeah, it is
What?
Razor Hill. That city that we just went
Huh?
into, that was Razor Hill,
Okay.
I think.
Cool.
Because Garthok in Classic WoW, you can find him in Razor Hill.
Huh. God, this is
So I
kind
think
of.
this is Razor Hill.
It is kind of cool to see a 20-year-old MMO. No, it is not recreated here in Warcraft 3, but Warcraft 3's Barons and Durotar was never meant to be the standard. The standard was always going to be World of Warcraft, right? So it sort of is a preemptive vision of what it might look like. Kinda. Like a model, essentially, I guess. And it is kind of cool to get to see it like that. With that view in mind.
Yeah. I think it is at least. I might be wrong, but I think it's like if we look at like if that is Ogrimmar and then further down, like we're not sort of north here. We're
No, right, because Ogrimmar is in the far north of Durotar, right?
yeah.
I'm ready to track.
Yeah. Well.
So I think we're in the wrong. Like, if we go to Ogrimmar, that is going north.
Yeah.
I think, but I could be wrong here.
And from what little I played in Ogrimmar, or in Durotar, I like to remember Ogrimmar being the far north, and then there was a town in the middle of the area.
Yeah, there is Razor Hill.
Yeah. Cool. This, I mean, this is neat. I'm enjoying myself tremendously here. It's cool. Yeah, see? Yeah. It is a cool campaign, and it's a weird one, and it's absolutely standing there with one foot in either genre kind of thing. Which is also profoundly weird. I wonder how many examples of this is available in video game history. A game that co-opts itself to make itself a halfway point into a new genre. I wonder if there are other examples.
I'm the only because the first thing that pops into my mind is Final Fantasy.
Huh?
And I'm wondering. I don't know. But that's the first thing that pops into my mind of going between different genres of gaming.
The Final Fantasy VII had the Condor Hill, making it into. Actually, okay, yeah, Condor Hill in the original Final Fantasy VII was a weird blend between tower defense and MOBA. Actually. Because you had several lanes you needed to put up defenses against, and you had mobile units you could deploy, and it turned into this absolutely bizarre blend between a MOBA and a tower defense. And I never connected that it kind of had similarities with a MOBA before, but it did. It totally did. And that was just one little minigame in the entirety of Final Fantasy VII. Then, of course, you had the Golden Saucer in Final Fantasy VII as well, which was all minigames that recurred throughout the game. But I don't know if that counts. I mean, sure, a minigame would be a similarity to this, but I feel like a minigame is just a gimmick that they put into the rest of the game. Otherwise, we're just going to go with Yakuza. As I understand it, Yakuza is the game that you buy if you want to play other games than Yakuza. Because it's just minigames.
But I wasn't wondering, like, because Final Fantasy started off as a turn-based RPG, right?
Yeah, but I would argue that, yes, you had your line of people, and then you took, maybe not turns, but you had the active time battle, where you had a certain amount of time before your character could act, and you could speed up that time. So it kind of was a time-based-ish, but they moved progressively away from that into... The latest one I played was 15, and that was essentially a brawler, an action brawler. But there you have more a progression of the game mechanics and an evolution of the game mechanics, not so much in this game that has one set of mechanics. We're just gonna make a reasonably big part of that game in a completely different mechanic, unless we're talking minigames. But I kind of want to move away from minigames because it feels like its own conversation kind of thing. I mean, this is not a minigame. This campaign is not a minigame, right? It's a epilogue and also a bridge between two different games, between Warcraft 3 and World of Warcraft. And obviously I haven't thought about this in any academic terms, but it feels like a special thing. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna flip this over to Studio Mic. I'm also gonna kill the addies, but because they're coming in. And yeah, I wonder how many. I mean, other than the Condor minigame in Final Fantasy VII, which maybe I would argue still that is more of a minigame than it is a new genre. But other than that, even if you count for that, do we have any other examples? Off the top of my head, no.
No, me neither. I can't think of any.
That's really cool in that case. If this is a unique little bit that has never been done again. Huh, no.
I mean, I guess that is what happens when you're developing these games simultaneously.
Yeah, I guess. And you also, you have the fairly coming soon in a gaming store near you plan of releasing the same game world in a new genre, and you have an interest to sort of shift the desire of the player base into that genre. I love WoW and Warcraft to death, but I still can't wait for Obra Dinn. Obra Dinn is going to be good. It's going to be real good, Cryptics. It's going to be real good. This campaign is turning out to be longer than I thought. I mean, obviously we have an hour less today than we usually do.
But I think next time we'll be done with Act 1. I think there are only 2 acts.
There are acts in this bullshit?
Yeah, you didn't see it at the beginning?
Yeah, I did. You're right. Oh, they're doing the parter again. There were 4 parts in that bullshit. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but I think there is, if I remember correctly, there are 4. No, there are 2 parts of this, because I know this is the first one, and I think then we're gonna get into the human thing.
Yeah, we're going down to Jaina, Proudmoore.
Yeah,
Theramore.
Yeah.
And that is it's an own map. It's an entirely own map. And yeah, and then I think we return to Durtar for a spell, and I think that might be it, if I'm not mistaken.
So might be done by next time.
Yeah, we might. Otherwise, oh well. It happens. We'll be done when we're done. But then, yeah, it's going to be Obra Dinn. And after that, we're looking into Journey to the West, Enslaved Journey to the West specifically, which is, I think, is going to be interesting. Unfortunately, neither you nor I have read The Journey to the West.
No, the only really exposure I have to it is some looking at Chinese mythology, but mostly it's actually through OSP's channel.
Yeah, I'm going to have to rewatch those. And I think she never finished them.
No, she's still doing it.
Yeah.
She's still working on it.
God.
It's been, I don't know how many years. Yeah, like, it's
I think that's one of the first videos that she started doing the Journey to the West, and it's still not done. Yeah, that's one reason why neither of us has read Journey to the West, because as I understand it, it's a it's a big ass one. So for anyone who doesn't know, Journey to the West it's essentially, think of the Iliad and the Odyssey from China. That's the best analogy that I can come up with. But it's bigger. It's so much bigger. It's massive. And it's essentially a collection of kind of fables, except for the animal parts, except for where there are animal parts, of moral short stories about their trip to return a scroll to the West.
No, well, Tripitaka, the monk, is called to go to the west to Buddha, I do believe, to escort, and the monkey or Sun Wukong is there to sort of help him with two
Well,
other companions, or three companions technically. To
4, I think, in the later stages, because they snare a dragon, which becomes a horse.
yeah, but that's what I meant. That so like three, but then so four in
Yeah,
total
a
with
few.
Tripitaka. Yeah. And yeah, exactly. It's a bunch of sort of stories, maybe sort of legends, putting into sort of one thing. I don't exactly know when it was written.
It's
I could,
essentially Avatar: The Last Airbender.
yes, and also Dragon Ball.
And also Dragon Ball. There's a lot of anime that have taken inspiration from Journey to the West. It is a massively influential piece of media. At least in an Asian context. It is massive. We cannot understate the influence that Journey to the West has had on media. And there, like 10 years ago, there came out a game that was explicitly a retelling, a reimagining, if you will, of that game, of a post-apocalyptic universe where machines have taken over, I think, and enslaved humanity. And you are playing the Wukong equivalent, who gets a slave collar put on by a girl, Tripitaka, who is shanghaiing you to take her somewhere. Westwards, supposedly. And I've heard it's really good. I've heard it's really, really good.
It's I mean, recently there was a game also called Black Myth Wukong.
Yeah.
No, wait, not Black Myth Wukong. Is it?
Yeah,
yeah,
something like
no,
that.
something like that. Where it's like a Souls game ish.
But that's supposed to take place after Journey to the West, I think.
Yeah, after.
And no cryptics. Journey to the West is still not being written. We're talking about Overly Sarcastic Productions, OSP, which is a great YouTube channel. I would recommend everyone to go watch their stuff. One of the creators in Overly Sarcastic Productions, Red, who generally does literature and mythology, she started a video series of Journey to the West hell a long time ago, like in the beginning of that channel's life cycle. And apparently she's still not done with it. Which goes to show how long that book is. So that's what's going to come up next on Sundays, once we're done with Warcraft, and then once we're done with Oberdin, then we're going to get stuck in with Enslaved, and I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, but interesting thing that you say that, Cryptic, because as I have pointed out in my master thesis, myth and mythic stories and myth themes and how they are arranged and everything, it's kind of interesting because we are still, myths are never done. And the way we interpret, for example, later interpretations of Persephone and Hades stories, we are still, that is still, again, I would argue, a part of that myth. It's an interesting, it's a further continuation of that myth and a different interpretation of that myth, because another era and another time, another people. And it's interesting because I also like the way that like people now are experiencing Journey to the West, and it's like, oh, it's like Avatar or like Dragon Ball. They are looking through the lens of Avatar and Dragon Ball on Journey to the West, which is the source material, which also lets them read all other things into it. And I find that to be super interesting when it comes to myth. We are reading myths, we are and religious texts even for that matter, through the content of what we are aware of and the experience that we have, and then reinterpreting these myths from based on the original one, but for and then eventually doing applying a new version of that myth, which, who knows, maybe in 1,000 years people will dig up the video, or like, for example, look at the musical Hades Town and be like, oh, this is the original version, this is the most exact version of Hades and Persephone and Orpheus and Eurydice that we have. It is the version of this time and this place, because they cannot find the old one. And we maybe not have the original, again, with quotation marks on the original version of the story of Orpheus and Eurydice, because it's been decayed, or it's been lost to time. But we have is a one part of history, one set of that culture, and those people that were writing it with that sort of agenda.
I mean,
I find that to be super fascinating.
it's not even just likely that the Greek myths, the Greek mythological myths that we have access to today, are retellings, because again, we get them from a time fairly shortly after a systemic collapse where they even lost their languages, the written languages. And it's easy to assume that these stories, in their quote unquote original incarnation, or at least there was an older incarnation of them from the Mycenaean Greeks, which we just cannot reach anymore. And thus, of course, just as you described, Finnick, we just assume that the ancient Greek stories are the, again, quote unquote, original, which we, in occasion, as far as we've been able to decrypt or decipher, what is it, linear B, we have a little bit of leeway in. Is it linear A that's complete cipher, or linear B? I forget which.
I think it's, isn't it linear A that we do know, but it's linear, no, wait, linear B that we do not have much knowledge of. I don't.
Either which
Yeah.
way, one of them we have a little bit of understanding of, and one of them is just complete absolute cipher. And we have been able to trace a lot of those stories, a lot of those myths, a lot of those characters into Mycenaean Greek. Again, I would highly recommend you check out Overly Sarcastic Production if you're curious about this shit. I would particularly recommend then Persephone's video or Aphrodite's video. They're both great in this regard. I mean, in that case, Finnick, I would almost like to posit the question, and maybe for you to ponder if it's not already an answered question, or maybe your field has just concluded that there is no answer. What is myth and what is storytelling? Is there a difference? Is there a meaningful difference? Crickets. We need a soundbite for that.
Yeah. What I will say, and I will ponder this until next week. I
Yeah.
can definitely do that.
Because
It's
what you're saying,
about.
yeah, go ahead, sure.
It's. I would argue that it's about. It's about. I would. Again, it's a super difficult question, because well, how do we uh, point that out, and how do we separate them?
Yeah, right.
But it maybe it's an intrinsic value of, like, is it of this world? Is it not of this world? What is it? What is it there to explain? Perhaps storytelling doesn't have to necessarily have to explain something.
Nor do
Myths.
myths necessarily.
Yeah, there are some myths that do, but like,
yeah, but they don't have to, right?
No, they don't have to.
I mean, what does Perseus fuck around with Medusa explain? It's not like they found a severed head snake lady statue somewhere.
No, but it does explain later stories of the winged horse Pegasus.
It's a convoluted explanation in that case. They could have just said, yeah, Zeus turned into a swan to fuck a horse. That would have been the easier explanation in the Greek mythology.
Oh, well, I mean, the Greek explanation is actually that when Perseus was we're flying over the desert, and a few drops of blood from Medusa's head turned into the sand, and out of that sand, Pegasus was born. So.
Oh.
And technically being a child of Poseidon, because Medusa and Thing had a thing. I'm gonna put that in quotation marks.
Yeah, bunny ears.
Yeah, and so they're like, because he was also the god of horses. So.
God. Okay. Yeah, you know what? This is a slippery slope, but I would love to hear if you have any thoughts the next time, or the time after that, or whenever. Let's just keep that in mind. What is the actual difference between storytelling, any kind of storytelling, and mythology? I would be curious about that. And in that case, what's the Venn diagram look like in a modern context? But let's save that conversation for next time, because I promised you that we were going to end early, and we're out of time as far as early goes. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us here tonight on this here little channel where we try to apply usually only literature criticism to the games that we play, but of course we have to, considering it's art, we have to sort of veer off into anthropology, sociology, history, or for that matter, I mean, religion or mythology and other such fields as well, to try to figure out maybe not so much what the story is that's being told, but rather how it's being told, what it draws from, what it finds inspiration in, what's the historical context or background, or for that matter, how do the moving parts all fit together, or not, as the case might be. We do this not just because it's fun, not just because it elevates the media, but for solipsistic reasons. You see, narratology and storytelling are not just passing fads of mine, they are my stock and trade. I am an author. I'm a writer. I've been a novelist for the past 10 years. I've written 9 books in that time. And I started streaming to try to promote that work to you, to an international audience. Most recently, you can read The Patchwork Sovereignty. Came out like 3 months ago. It is a noir thriller set in a post-apocalyptic Nordic folklore verse. Think of it as sort of a low fantasy folklore version of LA Confidential or Chinatown kind of thing. I think it's really cool. I really think you should check it out. There are links available down below, but you can get it pretty much everywhere you get your ebooks or print-on-demand copies. It's a beautiful piece of fiction, and I highly recommend you check it out. If that's not your jam, you can also read The Last Box, a cyberpunk thriller about the spontaneous eruption of sapiens in a random slug of gaming code and the people who are unfortunate enough to have to try to reconcile that fact. Also a pretty cool book, does a few things different than most other AI media. And if you're curious about it, there's a link available down below, but you can get it pretty much everywhere you get your ebooks or print-on-demand copies too. That being said, if you want to read something of mine that's a little less lengthy than a full-ass novel, third link down below will get you to my online archive where you can read short stories and pieces of poetry. If you want to join this growing community here on the channel, fourth link down below will get you to our Discord. Highly recommend it show up. I'd love to have you there. If you want to give a little bit of a kickback for the work that I do here on the channel, well, of course, you have the infrastructure of Twitch itself. But most importantly, buy my books. ABBB, baby. Always be buying books. Read them, review them, refer them. All of that really helps because it's all about distribution, getting these bad boys into the hands that will love and enjoy them. But if you don't want to do any of that and you still want to give a little bit of a kickback for the work that I do, fifth link down below will get you to my Buy Me a Coffee page. All that being said and done, thank you so much, Finnick, for being here with me tonight.
Thank you.
It is always a pleasure to have you here. Do you have anything that you want to plug?
I'm actually looking at that right now. And, you know what? I do. I do have something to plug. I want to plug a YouTuber, or specifically, he's a YouTuber, and he's a social media, I'm not going to say influencer, but personality, called Dan McClellan. He is a biblical scholar of, well, just a scholar of the Bible and religion, and he is fighting more like putting videos on YouTube about arguing for the data over dogma when it comes to the Bible, and going against claims and putting what do scholars actually say, what does the data show when it comes to biblical text and biblical surroundings, and how to best interpret it based on the data. He is several degrees within languages and cognitive science, because he wrote a book called called Adonai's Divine Images, based on looking through the Hebrew God of the Bible through a cognitive science lens. And he's also an educated masseur.
Well, there you go. If you want to see someone have their muscular knots all untied while also learning things about dogmatic teachings, there you go. It's a weird Venn diagram, but it's going to be someone's kink. Everything always is. like Sally Whitemane, who I am absolutely not gonna look pictures of after the stream is over.
Of course not.
No, I do not have a tab open. It's all Google searches. It can't be that bad, right?
Oh,
Surely, surely it can't be that bad. Anywho's, that's the pluggies. Also, I would like to remind everyone that I've been down the hole of Philosophy Tube this week. Watched most of the new videos, and I really enjoyed. It's been really good, really really good. So please check out that as well if you'd like. What's coming up next? Well, first off, I want to address the elephant in the room. Because Twitch, I will be with you shortly, but before we do, I want to talk to the other person. Hi YouTube, how you doing? I didn't mean to call you fat. You look beautiful. You look wonderful. Love having you here. You're a delight. You don't have to listen to what's ever coming up next, because all you have to do is click on what's ever hovering around my head and you can see more videos, because there's oodles of hours of material up on the YouTube archive that you can just enjoy at a fingertips notice. It's not as dirty as it sounds. So do that. And until you do, thank you so much for watching, YouTube. It's a pleasure to have you here. And good night, YouTube.
Good night.